We're here with Danny Mullen, and I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
It's Dotavio.
Dotavio.
So what are we talking about today, boys?
I was going to introduce you, though,
sure.
first. You kind of skipped my introduction.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
How rude of me.
All right, today we are in the presence of one of the funniest YouTubers,
Yeah.
the White Dave Chappelle.
The White
Oh,
Dave
wow.
Chappelle. Damn.
That's nice, dude.
Fuck. That's now the pressure's
Hey,
on.
that's nice,
Made to be
dude.
funny, this podcast.
Yeah, that's nice.
Your parents' worst nightmare. He sleeps with women he hires. Says
Yeah.
That's somewhere I forgot.
Uh-huh.
Over 22 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
Whoa.
And 230,000 subscribers.
Very nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Danny Mullen and Leo. I didn't know he was
Yes.
going to be here, but
Yes.
Leo,
Thank you.
for
Thank you
people
very
who
much.
aren't aware, Leo is a stand-up comedian from Los Angeles who I saw the potential in this bastard. I roped him in, made him my sidekick.
Yeah.
I'd say it appears in about 3 out of 4 of my videos. He's allegedly got a big penis. I haven't seen it, and the ladies love him.
One day, Danny.
He's
One day
you
you
could
can
call
take a
him.
look.
You could call him my muscle.
Yeah.
But you said I paid for sex, and I keep forgetting I did that. He
Yeah.
referenced the hooker video
Yeah.
when we were driving
He
around. in
completely
Uber this
forgot
weekend.
that he had sex with a
I
hooker.
said, what hooker video? And he's like,
Yeah.
the one we drove out to the Nevada desert
Yeah,
for, where you
where
put
you-
your penis in a prostitute, inside a
yeah.
brothel and then made a video out of
And
it.
we paid a substantial amount. Well, my sugar mama paid for it.
how much did y'all pay?
$400.
$400. Yeah. We really were paying for her. She gave us a tour of the house.
Yeah.
She was really sweet.
That was
She
dope.
gave us way more information than we really thought we were going to get. So we basically were paying her, for the sex, but also a little bit additional for the tour. And in jest, I kind of was making fun after the shoot. I was like, "You guys see any potential in dating?" And she was like, "You know what? I'm not allowed to." But then she hit him up on Twitter. About a month later, she hit him up to fucking hang out in real life, which is against the rule. So
I was
we
gonna
might
say,
actually,
yeah, he's not a
we
good
might
guy.
actually tell. Why don't we tell the madam? We should call the madam and make that a bit too.
We should get her fired. I'm a real stickler for whorehouse justice.
Yeah, whorehouse justice.
Whorehouse justice is the best kind.
But yeah, it was a pretty classic. I thought that's one of the. I think that's one of the
What the
most
fuck?
watchable videos.
What the you guys can't see on camera, but my
Yeah,
cameraman,
he needs to go drink. Do you need to go drink alcohol?
he's getting up and leaving the studio, which is bullshit because
Never-
I'm paying him to laugh at my jokes also.
Never trust a guy who wears a fucking Guinness hat with a bottle opener on it. What the fuck is that?
Does he actually have
Yes, he
they
does.
can't see it. There's no visual payoff.
By
It's
the
cool.
way, how did y'all meet?
That's a good story.
You know?
It's not that good of a story.
It's not that good of a story. Yeah. We've told it a lot, but it basically, I got hired as an actor on this shoot for a Facebook comedy troupe called the Hambone Group. They do like sketches and stuff. So I was an actor, like doing this like sketch about me, fucking getting rim jobs from my cell phone. Pretty random, but I was cheating on the girlfriend with a cell phone. Anyway, Danny was there, kind of like just helping these dudes out. And he had a Justin Bieber haircut. It was not like this at all. He was not the Danny Mullen that I know here.
Oh, really?
He was just like a very well-to-do, well-spoken, very, very witty young man with a lot of promise in his eyes. And he's like, "Hey, man, we should do a video." And I was just like right before I went on The Bachelorette. So I was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to go do this reality show. But when I get back, we should do that." Then he wrote a video based on The Bachelorette that we did at UCLA. And now it's one of his most viewed videos. And it's a complete classic. And then after that, I was like, dude, I'm down to do this all the time. And then we were like, let's do a podcast. And then we became, he is a very good friend of mine also. But I feel like we're
Not as good as you think, man.
Wow, yeah, he does only want to fucking talk to me when cameras are rolling.
Yeah,
dude.
you have your
Fuck
purpose,
dude.
He's
and
using it for content.
after the record button is hit for the final
Yeah,
time
he's like,
of the
all right,
day,
dude, see
you
you,
get
see you,
fucked.
Leo. Have a good one. Oh, unless there's pussy around. If there's pussy around, like, wait, Leo, come back here. I need you.
I do need backup for the
Yeah.
pussy. But on that shoot we met at, there was a girl they brought in as an actress with big fake tits, this hot blonde girl. And I will say that I don't want to disappoint the people. Leo exchanged naked photos with her.
She sent me some titty.
Not
pics.
48
she sent
hours
me
after
some
the shoot.
some thong pics. Yeah, and she did have a boyfriend too, which is ridiculous. But that was a long time ago now. It was years ago. So, hope she's doing well. Maybe she's still with that guy. Maybe she's not. That's how we met. We met on this video on this video shoot, and then honestly, we partnered up. He came to my comedy show, and he was like, "Hey man, I need you for this video. We should do it." And he was convincing, and he was the man, dude. I needed him. Actually, I was in a low point in my life. So Danny,
oh, shit, really?
yeah.
Yeah, well, Leo, he got me too'd.
I got
is juicy.
This
Let's
is
air
this
this
is
out.
the true. This really happened to me.
Got me too.
Oh, and I was on the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
By the
This
way, what
girl,
is that? Like,
The Bachelorette's like
I've heard
a
about it.
dating
You don't know
show.
what
Yeah,
The Bachelorette is?
it's
But,
like
what-
one of the. It's like the most popular.
Girl trying to like marry you? Is that what it is?
No, I was one of 30 guys trying to get one girl.
Oh, the
So
opposite.
it's pretty terrible, to be honest. But no, I stayed there. I was top 5, so I got some good notoriety from it. I had like 140,000 followers at the time, and then it went down all the way to like 70 because I went on another show called Bachelor in Paradise and was a huge villain.
Yeah.
But I got Me Too. What got me the Me Too is this was it, dude. This is really hard to believe, but this is the truth.
This is true.
A girl on Twitter wrote, Leo sent my friend a dick pic in college. She didn't say the friend didn't like it. She didn't say I was dating a friend. Nothing.
Right.
That became then this other girl named Becca Martinez, who's a whore, by the way. She's just a bitch. She was one of the girls that was on like the Bachelor universe. Put that on her story and was like, "What a nice guy this guy is. Look what he did." That became
No way.
a New York Post the next day wrote Leo accused of sexual harassment, and then when you click it, the article was. Yeah, apparently some girl on Twitter wrote that he sent a dick pic when he was in college in 2009. It's fucking 2018.
You also commented on some girl's Facebook picture that
I
you
wrote-
need my big dick.
I said you need a big, like 8 years ago.
I think you said you need my big
8
dick.
years ago.
Which
I said
it
you
does
need a big
change.
dick.
No,
you need a big dick.
You need my big dick.
Did I write my big dick?
I'm pretty sure you
Either
did.
way,
I want to say
a
I saw a
fucking
screenshot
comment.
of it.
So that and the tweet that this girl wrote became Leo accused of sexual harassment. And actually, I worked at a stunt show in a theme park. And because of that article, they were like, "Hey, man, you can't really work here anymore." So they put me on reserve forever, which basically they fired me.
Damn.
Yeah, kind of suck. I mean, yeah, that's my Me
He got
Too
$5
story.
grand. The
So
separation pay.
They gave me a few bucks separation pay. So then I'm fucking down on the dumps. Like, what the fuck, you know? Because it was kind of a big deal because that stunt show was my living. Also would give me stunt jobs in the LA. Cause I have like 9 stunt credits, like big TV shows like American Horror Story, Fox 911, fucking some good credits.
Yeah.
So that kind of went all the way, dude. I couldn't do stunts. So I'm doing stand-up, which I had been doing. I was like, this is the way I'm going to get like that energy out. And then good old Danny Mullen comes to my show. And he says, "Hey, buddy, listen to me." Gave me a list of guys that had been like 10 times worse than me. He's like, "Look, Louis C.K. pulled his cock out, man. You didn't even pull your cock out in person." It
Shout
was a
out to Louis
picture."
C.K., my fucking supreme
Yeah, he's
hero.
the man,
I
dude.
actually bought off Amazon an I Heart Louis C.K. shirt that I was going to wear all weekend. Forgot it in the dryer before my plane left. Fucking
Unfortunate.
pissed. I'd be wearing it right now.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
gave me the pep talk of a lifetime, and then from that point on, we've been inseparable. That's the truth.
It's a love story.
It is a love story.
I still haven't seen his cock though, so
It's okay, man. I'm
it hasn't
waiting for
been
the right
consummated.
time.
Taking it slow.
I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm taking it
Yeah,
slow.
it's
I'm waiting for the right time.
I'm getting impatient, man.
Are you really?
There are plenty of big cocked goons I can bring into my fold.
No,
I
there
don't
are
need
not
you.
with my wit, not with my ability to coach you.
sure,
And when you're drunk, I coach you to get in pussy. Whenever I coach you to it.
What about pulling
I
out
do.
is this the correct form to pull your dick out for the first time?
No, it is not the correct form to pull out my cock for the first
You guys
time.
wouldn't be opposed, would
No.
you? I mean, we'd have
We
to bring
promote
down the
it,
shades
yeah.
on this window because I think there are a
There
couple
are
other
no shades on the window.
This is a public office complex, and there are a few other geeks out there working
I get
on
really
coding
Me Too.
projects.
Like some girl out there is like, Leo showed me his cock, and then it gets real, Danny.
Yeah,
No.
Me Too Chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter
me,
2,
it'll
dude.
be good for my channel in the long run. I
But it's
could use the exposure.
But yeah, man, it was it was the best. It was honestly a blessing. I think
Yeah.
it's helped my comedy stand-up career exponentially, and the
Wait,
channel.
what
I'm
was a
excited
blessing?
about-
The Me Too or my channel?
I think both, dude.
Okay.
Like me, because of that, I was able to do this basically all the time. I have so much free time. I was able to do it with you all the time.
I won't disagree.
And we've made some classic videos, and it's helped my stand-up career exponentially in LA, and which he's gonna do his stand-up for the first time very soon.
Oh,
Where
Yeah.
at? Where at?
Probably at the.
wherever I want to go to
probably-
stand up for the first time.
Oh wow! He said a
I'm a
stadium.
fucking
He said
YouTube
Madison,
celebrity,
He
dude.
did say Madison Square Garden.
I think I can fill up MSG.
He said
I mean,
Madison Square Garden.
To sell a place out, you only need to put like 80% ticket sales. I think I can pull that off.
20,000 people.
I got that,
Yeah,
dude.
done.
I got to count on about 1/5 of my YouTube viewing audience showing up and buying a $50 ticket. I
They'll
can make
do
it
it.
happen.
We'll do it.
Hopefully, they're all concentrated in New York. What were you saying there, Phil?
No, because I want to bring up Louis C.K. because
Uh-huh.
he is one of my top comedians. And you're
Yeah.
both
Oh, yeah.
pretty much like within that realm.
I can talk a lot about Louis C.K. if you'd like, sir. Yeah, what do
He
you want to
knows
talk
everything about him.
You know everything about him? All right. No.
Wow.
People start comedy because they're broken inside. They go through a trauma. So what was you guys' trauma?
I disagree with that.
You disagree
premise.
with that?
Yeah, I totally disagree.
Okay,
with that.
there is something weird about Danny. I'm going to tell you. He grew up so well. He had the nicest parents. I have no idea why this guy's so fucked up.
Huh?
Yeah,
And he's fucked up.
For me, there was no incident. My dad is the biggest pussycat, never laid a hand on
Sweet
me.
guy,
I
yeah.
got grounded once for being a total jackass. I threw such a raging party in high school while they were out of town. Somebody snuck into my dad's back bedroom, took a handgun from his nightstand, and eventually that gun registered to my dad was involved in a cop shooting.
Fuck.
From the party, gun was taken, ends up on the street, somebody
heard this
sells
story.
it, and a guy gets shot with a cop gets shot with my dad's fucking gun. And I think he like took away my PlayStation privileges for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no dessert. Too,
Sorry,
right?
people, we've been drinking all
No
weekend.
dessert for 2 weeks.
No
dude?
dessert. Yeah, I love my tiramisu. But for me, I was a rebel from, I think, about 5th grade on. I would get sent outside because that was the punishment. There's suspension, expulsion, and down at the bottom is getting sent outside. That's the little slap on the wrist. I'd get sent outside once a week from 5th grade, 6th grade, and I just didn't buy into the educational format. I don't know. I didn't fall in line like the other kids in my class, and there was no trauma that sent me down. Like my stepfather wasn't diddling me during my fucking Thanksgiving dinners.
I mean, his sexual habits would suggest that something has happened to him. I mean, he likes strictly Asian girls and eating ass, and that, you know what I mean. Like he'll eat an ass before he kisses someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the gentleman way.
I think so. I think so, Phil. Yes,
But yeah, I've been trying to figure out what the trauma is because you're right. A lot of
there is a
comedians.
trauma, dude. I can
What
see
is
there's
it?
a trauma. He just doesn't
You
want
just
to say it.
he'll never divulge it.
speculate.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
Freudian
think-
here. What do you got?
I think it's like a sexual one.
It has. I
There was
agree.
no-
It could. It
Like,
would
I
have
feel
to
like-
be.
No sexual
It would
trauma.
have to be
You look
sexual.
like
I
a
would
kid-
talk about
No,
it.
dude, you look like a kid that got raped when you were young, and you just like trying to.
What does
block
that mean? What is that character
I could
type?
just-
I
Is it
think
my
it's-
haircut? Is it my nose?
I think you're saying that
He's
you're-
pretty. He's
yeah,
he's
saying that
pretty
you're
too.
Yeah,
No.
dude,
You have
we're-
nice skin,
You
and
were
you're.
a
You know what I
pretty
mean.
kid, dude, and the uncle
Yeah.
couldn't resist, bro, and he's just like, you know what? Danny?
Did you block it out of your memory?
No,
I think
absolutely.
he blocked it, dude.
I would come.
Dude,
I wish I
think-
got
look,
fucked
I met
by an
his
uncle.
mother.
That'd be more
I
interesting.
met his mother, and I'm pretty sure she was one of those helicopter moms that was like always on his ass when he was a kid. She was like, she seems so nice. She works with special ed students. It's like he had.
I'm gonna come
his
clean. One
his
of the
upbringing-
retards raped me.
That was it, dude. Was that it?
There was a big strong one when I was in 3rd grade, TAing in her class.
Fuck, dude. What was his name?
Dude, they're
His name was JP. He had Down syndrome.
Oh
He
my
just
God, he
fucking
just took
he held you
barreled
down
through.
with his superhuman strength. And
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
It's super,
I think it was in a
that
broom
huh?
closet at the elementary school.
You got raped by a kid with Down syndrome?
Yeah, I was at Trajan Elementary, dude. It was fucked.
Fuck,
I'm glad we're
dude.
getting this out for the people there. This is therapeutic.
Holy shit. Yeah, man. For sure. I haven't been able to figure out Danny, dude. He's a complex. He's a puzzle.
Yeah.
All right, dude. How come you wanted to do YouTube? Like, what got you here?
That's
Okay,
good. I like
it's
that.
a long story.
Yeah.
But I'm
Sorry.
29 years old,
Right.
so
almost 30.
for me, I wanted to be an attorney at first, and I didn't want to be an attorney because law is cool. It's probably everybody in this room has felt this. You just want to do something where people can't criticize you. You want to go back to the hometown bar on Thanksgiving and see people you went to high school with and
Right.
be able to be like, yeah, I'm in law school. Yeah, I make 6 figures. And yeah, I got a nice loft in the fucking downtown area of the city. That's all I cared about. My life was
Pussy.
just about that, not being criticized. An occasional pussy.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'd been reading Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and American Psycho were 2 comic books that I read. Not comic books, they're comic novels. I read those when I was in college, and it put the seed of, hey, maybe I should start writing stuff like this because it's really touched me. And that was in the back of my head, but I still did the lawyer bullshit. And I was the biggest asshole you could possibly imagine in college because I was trying to do something that had nothing to do with my actual values or passions.
Yeah.
When I was trying to be a lawyer, I was smashing bottles inside my frat house. We were flooding other fraternities' basements. I was getting in brawls in the street. I was like having sex with like 2 girls a night and kicking them out of my room afterwards, like I was Jimmy Page in the 1970s.
Yep.
I was a fucking asshole, and then at some point it just all snapped in. I was like, dude, I got to go write comedy, and I'm going to be a lot happier. And I tried to write books originally. Actually, the guy who inspired me to do that was Tucker Max, who you guys probably know.
Oh,
He lives
shit,
in
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Austin.
He is an awesome.
This generation, your guys' age, they don't really know as much about him because
I don't know who he is.
he published his last book in 2012, but he put out a book in 2005 called I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, which sold
popular.
millions of copies. It's just about a guy being a frat douche and destroying stuff. But one of the little undercurrents of his books where you need to do what you want to do with your life.
Right.
And if you do that, you're going to be happier and more successful. And so I started writing little nonfiction, short comedic stories about my life. But the thing is, it wasn't 2005 then. It was 2014, and people weren't really reading. It was Instagram, it was Vine, it was YouTube. So after 3 years being in my mid-20s, working in restaurants, having no success with that, I reached a point. I remember it actually. I published my 3rd book. It's called Home. and it was about me the summer after I graduated college, just jerking off in my parents' bed and shower and like just not having a job and being depressed and miserable, and all my other college classmates were working in Manhattan at banks and like going to med school, and I was a fucking loser. And I wrote it about that, published it. I spent 2 years writing it. Bunch of money into the editing, into the cover. Sold 6 copies the first day it came out, and that was with a bunch of promotion.
It was like your fam and maybe
it was like my family, like maybe the uncle who wouldn't
Is
fuck
it still
me.
out there? Like,
Oh yeah. It's
I know they
it's all
sold
on
more
Amazon
now, right?
Yeah, now
more
they sell
than Elon. You
decently.
told me that you've sold more books than Elon Musk's first wife.
Yeah, it's true.
pretty
Elon.
good. That's pretty good.
Little known
That's good
fact:
to be a
Elon
part of.
Musk's first wife is a failed author, and I take great pride in outselling that bitch.
He outsold that bitch.
Cunt. But so after like it was the day I published those 6 books. I remember going to work at my restaurant that day, and I remember looking into the mirror when I was in the bathroom. I was like, "You're fucking nothing, dude." I remember saying that to myself, and it was like I realized there it's like I need to change. I need to either do something extreme to make this work, or I need to get a real job. And I applied to screenwriting school, got rejected. I thought I might be a TV writer, but then I think an ad for some like YouTube course came out. It was called Jump Cut Academy. I saw that. I took that course, and I just decided then I was going to try YouTube. And I tried YouTube, and then now I'm here.
He had.
How old were you at the time when you took that course?
I think that was 2017, early 2017, so I was like 27.
27.
And one of your first videos did pretty well, right, on YouTube?
None of my I started on Facebook. That course actually said Facebook is the easiest place to go viral. So, and it's good because on Facebook, if you get a big page to share one of your videos, it can go viral without you having any audience. So I put out a couple, and I know Lorenzo would know about this. I put out a couple of kind of street interview style videos that like Jack Manley does. He was just here. I don't know where the fuck that asshole went. I was looking forward to him watching my podcasting genius. But I would do interviews, but there'd be a lot of comedy writing in them. It wouldn't just be like, so what do you think about sucking dick?
Yeah.
There was bits.
Honestly, we should do that video. Danny Mullen just goes around.
And
being
what do you
like,
think about sucking cat? So I put those out. They got reshared by a couple bigger pages, and anybody trying to start a YouTube channel, make out with ugly girls. It'll drive your views through the ceiling. I did that for a few of my early videos. I made out with fast food workers, old women, and
Holy
Walmart.
Walmart, the
employees.
Walmart workers
And
one
like,
is the best.
and
yeah.
like most of the people that would click on the videos and watch hated me. They're like, "You're a fucking piece of shit. I die. Delete your YouTube channel." But they're the people click on the thumbnail, so you get traffic, and then you get your early fan base. And the Facebook was driving traffic. Those videos drove traffic, and then eventually it's to the point now where I have an actually solid audience of people who appreciate my stuff and aren't just guys in India jerking off to me, kissing fat women.
Yeah, that's your type.
Which those are an important part of my audience too. Shout out to the fucking Indian jerkers.
I mean, I think we found that thing we're looking for, dude. You were just depressed because you were
Yeah.
a failure.
Yeah, totally.
You know, because all your friends were successful, and you're like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah, but to
Like,
be truly successful in life, I argue you have to be a failure for a little bit.
you think so?
Yeah, I think
believe
so.
too. Yeah.
Because if I
That's
would
part
have
of
if
it.
I would have graduated college and worked in a law firm and then YouTubed on the side, I wouldn't have had the energy to do good videos, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to put out what I thought was funny. Because what I think is funny is racial comedy. You mentioned in my last video. I drop an N-bomb. It's in context,
I
people.
mean, you can say it.
Yeah, I have no. Lorenzo's here. That's as long as I have one black person I'm friends with in the room, I can say the N-word.
I mean, half black.
No, that counts. But just like I think really offensive shit's funny. So there's no way I could have had a successful white collar job and done
Right.
the videos I wanted to do.
I mean, look what happened to Leo. You know, you just try to,
Just a simple dick pic and you need my big
Dude,
penis.
I had
comment.
done I
Yeah,
had done
dude.
everything right, technically. I mean, look, going on the show was like kind of like a decision I made just because it was like I had been getting certain acting roles and I'd been doing a lot of stunts, but it was kind of like in a certain like plateau. So I did the show to kind of get some more exposure, and it ended up working out. Like in hindsight, it would have been difficult to think that it was going to work out when everything was going shit to shit.
Right.
But then now looking back, everything was supposed to happen for a reason, And I really truly believe that, as long as I was following my my personal legend and as they say in The Alchemist. I always bring up The Alchemist and it pisses Danny off, but yeah, man, I truly
doing
believe
much
if
fun.
like if you truly want something And there are no mistakes in life as long as you're following your heart and you're going towards that. And actually, also in that book, it states that the universe shows you what you need to do with beginner's luck. See, so you had some beginner's luck in YouTube. So that was the universe,
You did,
man.
Like, cause
The fuck is that supposed to mean,
a lot
Alejandro?
of people do have like. How many channels did you have, Lorenzo? Like 3. Like dude, Lorenzo tried for a long time.
That's why we all secretly
10
hate Jack
years.
Manley, because Jack Manley puts up
Yeah,
like 3
what-
videos. He gets a million subscribers.
How did he do that? How Jack? I don't really know who he is.
Oh. Dude, we all kind of started like us 3 and
Yeah.
Jack.
Uh-huh.
We were all like filming on 6th Street.
Okay.
And we're just trash. Me and Phil are just lazy fucks. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack
dude,
kept,
that's
like,
the
filming.
one thing.
Nice.
Like, dude, Jack was just disciplined, and
Yeah.
he had a monopoly on 6th Street. He found the right spot, the right kind of content, and he was just disciplined.
Well, we were trying to be funny.
Gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
and funny, you have to be really like a genius. for
Yeah,
it.
of course. Yeah, like
And-
Danny writes, dude. He works so fucking hard. Danny, he writes all the bits we had to
That's right.
do, man.
You
He's-
write all that shit?
he writes a lot. of it,
Some
man.
videos I do. Some videos. I mean, yesterday we drank a bunch of whiskey
Yeah.
Yeah.
and put a bunch of beers in big gulp cups from 7-Eleven and
Yeah.
walked around verbally
And
abusing
those
people.
are that's.
There's nothing written
But
there.
we've gotten enough practice doing videos where we know when there's a bit
yeah.
and we can kind of go with it. I usually I'm the straight man. I literally help him get his bits. That's kind of my job on the channel. I know that because it's just setting up some humor for him to go and then just wreak some havoc, which is great. And I love doing it.
Yeah.
But we've got enough doing that. But at the beginning, everything was written out, man. He had his bits. He's like, we're going to try to get
Damn.
these 4 bits. He'd have 4 bits and be like, we need to make these
Not
work.
just in the beginning. I mean, on Saturday we filmed.
still do it
we
like
had
that,
like
yeah.
6 written bits we did. An
Yeah.
example is one we did at the Austin State Capitol. We did a fake Chris Hansen child molester confrontation. So I got our cameraman Nico's off camera. He got positioned in front of a guy from about a football field's distance away, was filming the guy's face. I came up behind him, sauntering up all Chris Hansen slimy, and I opened with some ridiculous pun. I was like, "You enjoying the lawn at the Capitol today, huh?" Or no, what I said? Yeah, that's what I said, right?
the
I got to get my
lawn.
pun straight. Well, you're not Mike, Nico. Nobody
the
can hear you.
fuck up,
Shut the
Nico.
fuck up. It's okay. I can't hear you. I got headphones on.
Nico's been a
But I said-
fucking nightmare this week.
I said you're. I said you're enjoying the Capitol lawns today, are you? And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, Capitol, beautiful." I was like, "Well, I think you're here to capitalize on the naivety of a 3-year-old girl." And I dropped the fucking official chat log on his lap, and it said
ridiculous.
official chat log, and I was like, "This is you right here, yes." Baby Toucher 69.
Oh my God.
It says here, you, Baby Toucher 69, said, age, sex, location? Nursery school slut responded, goo goo, gaga. Do you recall this, sir? And he's like, no, I don't speak English. And I was, yeah, I think you do. You speak pretty good English. Because right here it says, Baby Toucher 69, oh, baby, you keep talking that dirty talk and I'm going to need a napkin. Nursery school slut responded with a pic art picture of a hippo.
It was a
Clip
hippo.
art picture of hippo.
And so he's
Yeah.
looking at this chat log. It's fucking it's really funny.
And
my
so like
God.
that was a
Stuff like
mini
that.
bit. The
Yeah.
concept for this show is we want to come up with like a bunch of little mini comedy bits and
we
knock
wrote
those
one on
out.
the plane. We wrote one on the plane as well. The Tesla shirts bit.
Yeah,
Which we
fake
were gonna
Tesla employees.
the fake Tesla employees. We were basically gonna go around gas stations, and the premise of it was going to go around gas stations and talk shit to people with gas cars, right?
Right.
But then it ended up on the plane. We kind of wrote this bit where Tesla was giving out a free lease to someone that met a few physical criteria, and it was the Aryan race, basically. They had to be 6 foot,
Blue
blonde,
eyes, good jawline, big penis.
big penis. So we asked numerous people bought it, and then we went through the criteria, and it was just the funniest.
And we
fucking shit.
started horribly slandering Elon
Yeah.
Musk. I said he
Yeah.
has a bunch of German Lugers and iron crosses on his
Yeah.
mantelpiece.
And then-
we said he has the fucking an authentic Jewish skull from Auschwitz.
A good kid George came through with a Tesla
A
too.
fan,
so we
a
had
fan
Tesla,
brought us a fucking
a
Tesla.
Tesla. So we drove around a Tesla all day,
That's crazy.
and then we ended up going to a Ford dealership and talking shit.
Yeah, we tried to
Ford.
ruin a car deal. There was a deal
They
in
flipped us
progress.
off. It was great. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Death. We called them deathmobiles. You know. Yeah.
It's that gasoline, man. Bad for the environment. I wasn't standing for it.
So that's how the bits happen.
So what's up? What do you got for us, Alejandro?
I mean, dude, y'all are like taking over, bro. I'm like,
I know,
fuck.
I
no, this is
apologize.
perfect. This is
I
beautiful.
feel like a little bitch on my podcast. Dude. Y'all bending me
No.
over, dude, and y'all are just like giving me.
No.
That's how I do. We're alphas, bro. We come in with big swinging cocks. Well, I don't think our cameraman has to deal with. This guy he's our cum catcher
Yeah,
thing
he's
when we're
such a
fucking
piece
coming
of
out
shit
drunk.
over there.
Our cum catcher's mitt. That's what you
Yeah,
are,
that's what
Nico.
you
You
are,
little
Nico.
bitch.
You
Dude, I feel like
fucking
Nico's
piece
gonna
of
kill
shit.
y'all if y'all keep like.
One day,
one day
maybe.
he's
Yeah.
gonna snap. Dude,
Honestly,
one day
we
he's
could
gonna
lose
snap.
Nico. He has a drinking problem clearly,
Yeah.
and He's emotionally disturbed. This weekend, he seemed emotionally disturbed. Me and you, we want to actually. Should we drug test him?
Yeah.
We should drug test him.
You think
He was
his
out of
nose has been
control.
bleeding inexplicably
your
on and
nose
off?
has been bleeding all weekend. I'm sure. Yeah.
You're not Mike.
The
You're not allowed to
excuses-
defend yourself.
yeah,
You're not Mike. Come on.
Excuses,
Quiet,
excuses,
Nico.
man.
What are you talking about, Nico? Do y'all believe in love?
Yeah, man.
What do y'all think about love?
I believe in love.
This is getting
Yeah,
deep right here.
absolutely.
We just changed
Oh.
gears,
No, it's
Alejandro.
like,
I mean-
holy shit. I love it.
I think I'm in love right now, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like with
I have a girlfriend, and I think I'm in love with her. Yeah.
How long have you been with her?
About a year, almost exactly.
A year.
Yeah.
When did you know you were in love?
Probably the first time we had some kind of debacle when I was like, sexting some girls because a lot of Batch fans still slide in my DMs, and I was seeking some validation after we had a fight, and then she saw the text and
Wait, how did you see the text?
they just fucking popped up. Like I was like showing her something on my phone, and they fucking popped up. Rookie move, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say. Damn,
Complete
bro.
rookie move. Sometimes I forget, man. I think I'm a nice guy sometimes, and then I have to remember that I'm still a scumbag, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think she licks your ass all the time, and
She
she'll
likes
admit
licking my
she
ass,
admits to this openly, and I think that's a
Yeah.
big factor in what Leo thinks is
It's
love.
No,
It's
man.
not
I'll
actually
tell you
love.
this. I really do feel like she's one of the funniest chicks I've ever met in a long time. She's younger. She's way younger than me. I'm 33. She's 21 now. But
game over, bro.
yeah. But
It's not gonna work out.
she's very smart.
It's not
You
gonna
know,
work
she's
out,
a
man.
she's a pre-law student.
It's not-
Alejandro's got a lot of opinions about love. He shared
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
them with us in the car
But I'll tell
ride.
you what, I'll tell
they
you
weren't
what I
all
think.
good. They were not
I
all
don't know,
good.
man. I don't feel
She's
like
21.
she's 21. Yeah, but
like that's.
but dude, oftentimes, man. I mean, look, I'm
His
an
advice was
immature-
the most romantic thing you could do for your wife is to cheat on her
on her, yeah, he
constantly.
did.
That was
He
a
said he should
serious
cheat on
nugget
her.
from Alejandro.
He
Yeah,
said
that's a
cheat as
girlfriend.
much as you can, and
That's a
they'll fucking love you. That's what he said.
That's
Yeah.
a girl.
yeah.
Also white. I mean, it's the same shit.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, I just feel like my life. I don't really feel like my life would be better without her in it. I do have that. Like when I took psych, they kind of broke down love as a feeling of that you can't live with the other person, and then eventually it becomes codependency, and then it becomes companionship. That's kind of the trick. Like people that stay together forever. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it is. It's like an obsession. You feel like you're gonna die without them. Then it becomes a codependency where you can't kind of technically live without each other, and then it's like a complete companionship where you're just like best friends until you die. And then,
Okay.
So I do feel like she could be a girl where I've never met a girl that I've wanted to be around so often. We could be around each other 24/7 and be fine. The only time we have problems is when when we're away from each other, we have like a fight because some bullshit some girl writes on my Instagram or something, and then like I'll seek some validation and like sex some girls. That's the only problems we ever have is when that shit happens.
I mean, I'll take it from you. I know. I mean, you fuck a lot of girls. So if you're saying,
Were you
this
pointing
girl-
at me or him when you did that?
Danny does?
It was a vague gesture. It's like you fuck a lot of girls.
I mean, dude, Danny knows.
It's
Danny
an
knows.
underhand softball
You
pitch
know?
of a comment.
So this girl must be amazing, dude.
She's
if
pretty
you're
amazing, yeah.
saying
She's allegedly hairless, ass and vagina, and it's natural.
Jesus.
Natural.
Have you
Yeah,
met her?
that
met her.
I've more than met her, baby.
Oh, really?
Oh,
the
shit.
fuck does that mean?
I mean, there's a reason I'm so intimately familiar with her grooming situation down
Oh,
the road.
yeah, I bet. I bet.
I mean, dude, if Danny sleeps with her, would you
No.
like? Who would you cut, her or Danny?
I asked him this because Leo also has a sugar mama who makes up 100% of his income at the moment.
He wanted.
And I asked him this. Let me. I told Leo, would you
We don't-
rather
we don't
me
hook up.
divert all of your sugar mama money and start receiving the $5,000 a month that she gives you, or would you rather me fuck your girlfriend? And Leo said he'd rather me get the money from his sugar mama because he's so in love with his girlfriend.
Oh shit.
Nah, but look, this is a situation that is just it's like saying fucking would Danny fuck an alien? That's about as much chance as he has as fucking my girlfriend. Anyway, but the sugar mama.
If only I
the
could speak
sugar
what I
mama, the sugar mama, we were gonna have a situation where he was gonna have sex with my sugar mama, but he didn't come through
was
on
gonna
his
tit
end.
fuck her.
I said it was fine, but this was the agreement. He was gonna come in a gimp suit with a mask on, with a zipper on his mouth, and I was gonna walk him in on a leash.
Yeah.
And then he was
should.
gonna be, and then I was gonna sit in the corner and watch
No
as he like
way.
titty fucked her. And he said he would even be even more submissive and like attach this thing where it was like he couldn't get off his knees because it's attached to his balls or attached to
Yeah.
like a shoulder thing.
The
So
big
if
thing was
he
for
gets
Leo.
up, they like rip him off. So
For Leo, the big thing was
Yeah.
the zipper over my mouth because he knows if I start fucking talking my talk, I'm gonna charge. And then all that
So
money
I
that goes to
zip it,
Leo is
yeah.
going over to Danny
because
Mullen.
I don't have
This is the fucking magic right here.
I don't have sex with him. Like he does brush his teeth fucking 4 times a day for some kind of reason, and his tongue he keeps his mouth real fresh. I'm pretty sure because he's putting in some fucking orifices that are, he's the questionable
Did you say
orifices.
orifices or orifices?
Doesn't matter.
It's like halfway between
Orifices.
orca and holes, like orifices.
So, but that was the agreement. He didn't get the GIMP suit. He didn't get the fucking thing. So it didn't happen. I was like, you can't meet her then. I said you could do it.
Yeah.
I could walk you in on a fucking leash with a GIMP suit. You didn't fucking come through with that. So we didn't have sex with my sugar mama.
He went out to. She actually was here for some reason. They went out to sushi. She spent $700 on sushi. She
Yeah.
tried to suck his dick
Holy
after,
shit.
and
She
he
didn't
he
try
did
to
not
suck
let
his
his
dick.
sugar mama suck his
She
cock.
suggested
That's
that
how
it
much
would be
dominance
fun.
he has.
She just suggested it would be fun. Because
I
she's
told him
done
to-
it. She's done that. When we first met, I didn't know how long this fucking parade was going to keep going for, so I just kind of let her suck my cock a few times just to kind of reel her in.
Right.
And then after that, then we became really good friends, and now I feel like a part of her is kind of in love with me, so it's more like she looks at her job as like she's like a manager of mine, and she supports my life in order to give me the best opportunity to succeed. So that's kind of what she's become now, and I've made her feel like, look, we can't hook up because that would ruin this relationship. And
Your
she's
best
okay with it.
opportunity to succeed is sitting to your left. Let the sugar
Oh
mama
my God. Well,
put her tits around my
she
cock.
gave me the ability to go on all those shoots with you
That's
because
true.
I don't have to fucking work that.
Shout out to Miss Robinson, Leo Sugar Mama. It is absurd. What she's done for us is obscene. She bought our podcast
She's
mics,
an absolute angel.
our
Miss
Airbnb.
Robinson.
We're staying out this weekend. She bought.
fuck.
She's probably dumped what, like 10K into the Dan Mullen YouTube channel.
That's more than she's probably dumped, but a
Close.
good amount.
It's
a good
not
amount.
too far off.
Thousands for
Does
sure.
she have like friends? Does she have like friends? Yeah.
She does have friends, but they're all,
Give it
they're
up,
all out here.
Alejandro.
They're
Give it
all
up.
out here, but they're like, I believe they're married. A lot of them are married. and a lot of
Alejandro's
them are-
angling.
Yeah, he's trying to fucking like network.
No, I mean, dude,
She's
if she
older.
has friends, like, dude, 5K.
I appreciate that, but
You
I,
know?
I think he's asking for himself. He knows she's around the Texas area.
Oh, she lives
She
in
might
Austin?
be. She doesn't. live in
We're not going
Austin.
to tell you that,
We
Alejandro.
can't tell you where she lives, but
Yeah.
she's in the area-ish.
I'm just gonna go through Leo's Instagram. Dude.
She's not on there.
Yeah.
I keep her real on the I keep her on the
down
DL
low.
on the
Yeah.
DL, yeah. And it's not looking. She pays for basically I can survive in Los Angeles with the money she gives me. It's not like I'm fucking saving a ton of money, and it's not like I'm killing it. I can survive. It's like having a decent job, and I can throw some money his way when we need it
Right.
in order to make a shoot better. I'm
Yeah.
basically helping him produce these videos, like
Right.
some costumes, stuff like that, or like if I can get an Airbnb, she's happy to do something like that. And she helps us out, and she bought the mics for our podcast, shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's providing like for you to follow your passion.
Yeah, she's providing so that I
She's
can
a
follow
bitch.
my Jesus, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It was
You're gonna have to eat her
Yeah.
ass, dude.
Whenever there
we
are
have
too
to
many
bring her
shit-
back down.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to eat her ass.
Here's how it works. The rule of podcasting is whenever two people are agreeing sentence after
He
sentence,
just
you got
loves
to throw a
conflict,
wrench into
dude.
that
Danny
shit.
just loves conflict, man.
I don't
It's
like it.
fucked
I
up
don't
how
like
much
I
he
mean, do
loves
you believe
conflict.
in love, Danny?
I don't know. I think
Have you had a girlfriend?
He's
though?
cried over a girl before. I will
Yeah.
put that out there. So
What?
maybe
Yeah.
you felt something.
Yeah. No, my first girlfriend was gorgeous. I remember it was when I got to UCLA and I was still in my I want to be a lawyer phase.
Yeah.
I remember we locked eyes for the first time I saw her in the campus bookstore. We both just froze in our fucking tracks and we're like, hi. And I seriously remember that image with like a halo around her head.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with her. And I tried to, I would see her out at parties hanging out with other good looking dudes and I'd get all jealous. I pursued her for like 3 months. Finally, we went out jogging one day, and I kissed her that night, and it was like my endorphins were going nuts. I felt like
That's
I was in
nice.
heaven.
Oh,
But then we kept dating, and like she also didn't let me have sex with her until like 2 months into the relationship, 3 months in, which it sounds like shit, but a girl has you by the fucking balls if she makes you work for it. Because once you finally do put it in, it's like you're hers.
Yeah.
And
They're smart to wait always.
and we really had nothing in common. She was on a bunch of psychiatric drugs.
What
Oh
the
my
She
God.
had
Is that why you liked her, or what?
I don't think I liked her because she was so hot, dude.
Oh, okay.
And she liked me. I mean, if a girl's a 10 and she likes you and she lets you have sex with her,
You didn't give a fuck.
when you're 21 years old, are you fucking kidding me? She could be a white supremacist who has children chained to her fucking radiator
What
with
the
knives
fuck,
in her
man?
legs.
No, that's a little much, man. The children?
No,
I don't know about that,
fucking
dude. You'd
possible.
come over and see the kids, and
But
still
but
fucking
this is what started happening.
still bang.
But this is what started happening that fucked me up even worse about her. Things would happen like one time she was out at a frat event
Yeah,
with
I know this one.
another house,
This is fun.
and she was going to come over. She was going to leave on the first bus home, which was at about 11 p.m. Come right back to my place and spend the night.
Yeah.
She texted me like, "I can't wait to see you, babe." 11 p.m. rolls around, no text. I text her like, "Hey, where are you at?" 12 p.m. rolls around, nothing. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I've sent like 6 desperate unanswered texts.
shit.
And I was saying like I'm worried about your safety, but really this is I'm shaking with jealousy and rage.
If I had been there, we would have gone out on a little trek. You know?
We got with a fucking baseball bat and nail through it. Just fucking drag it behind us on the
let's
walk to
go.
that frat. But the next fucking day, she came over the next night, and like she was like, "Oh, I just passed out on the couch over there. I drank too much." She was wearing a scarf. And I asked her, well, why are you wearing that scarf? I've never seen you in a scarf. This is Los Angeles. We're not going to a liberal arts school in Massachusetts.
Right, scarf.
Yes, the scarf. And then at some point we hooked up that night, and the scarf had to come off. And there was the deepest, most complete, aggressive hickey I've ever seen.
Fucking hickey, dude.
And I asked her, I said, how did you receive that hickey? And she fed me this line, and I believed it because I was so desperately.
What was the lie?
What was the
She
line?
fell? No,
No,
the lie.
the lie, she
Yeah.
said that she was on the couch a little drunk, and a guy came up like a fucking mosquito and just like did a drive-by hickey, like,
Drive-by hickey.
and she pushed him
Drive-by
away.
hickey.
But dude, it was like this big, and it was almost black. It was so deep and complete. So obviously, she probably fucked some guy on that couch.
maybe.
Another time, I was in a dining hall.
Not one, dude. It was a train.
Alejandro,
They
I'm about
ran
to
a
hop
train
over this
service.
table.
No, I'm being honest, dude.
Hey, what happened to this chick, though?
Even like the fat Jewish guy who was only in there because his dad was in there. Like even
Yeah.
he fucked her too.
The UPS guy.
I don't know what happened to that guy. I tried to fight him once, I think, but he actually apologized. But
I'm sorry for fucking
no,
your
fuck the
girlfriend.
guy. I want to know what happened to the girl. Does she
yeah,
look good still?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there still. But then I think eventually I got so fucking clingy, and all these instances where she was clearly just abusing me and cheating on me
Yeah.
just made me more insecure and more dependent on her.
Of course.
So I just all I had in life was basically her, because again I was trying to be a lawyer, which I didn't give a fuck about.
Right.
So I had nothing making me happy except for this brief serotonin high I would get when I had sex with her. That's all I had to live for, and I was a husk of a person. So eventually she's like, "Okay, we're done. We need to take a break." And yeah, I remember I walked up to the sculpture garden at UCLA when I got the news and just started fucking crying. And looking back now, we had nothing in common. It would have been a terrible fucking relationship.
You
But
don't know that at the time, though, man. When you're in love, like you're like that. You were young, and yes, you probably were in love. As long as you might not want to say that, but
But was
you
it
probably well the way it's defined in psychology, probably a little bit.
there's one neural pathway that like when there's shit firing in there, that's love.
Right.
And it's the same thing if it's your girlfriend of 16 years and she fucking surprises you with a new car, like, or if you just had sex with a prostitute in Amsterdam who's a 10 out of 10, or if you're a meth head and you take your first hit after 3 years of being dry,
Yeah.
the same like neural pathways are firing. Like
Mm.
love is a thing we made up, but like Leo was saying, the real goal in life, I think, if you want that, is to do something like my parents did, who didn't rape me, by the way, and just have like my parents probably don't fuck anymore, but they're just best friends, and they're just
best
gonna
friends.
like live out their last couple decades and die together. Like
Right.
I don't know what that
Kinda
is.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's I don't know if I want to get married, but I don't know. I can't really talk too intelligently on love.
It'd be nice to have a woman to cook and clean for you, huh, buddy?
Yeah. That's
You can
a
also
good
you can
part.
pay for that too, though. You can get a fucking maid and a
that's
cook.
a lot of money. The cook is a lot, buddy.
It's the problem with me is I'm a workaholic too. I work on my YouTube shit for
He
12,
does-
14 hours a
he
day.
works hard,
And
man.
eventually a girl's going to be sick and tired of watching me stare into a MacBook screen.
He works hard, man. Yeah, it's a given.
Get more than one, bro. They take turns watching you.
Alejandro, you need to open up a dating school here in Austin, Texas.
I mean, damn, bro. I mean, you know why that girl cheated on you and all that. Right?
Why? Tell me. Inform me.
Do you know why, Leo?
I don't
Why-
think
why
you know
she
why. I think
cheated
you're fishing for answers from Leo right now.
I was about to
But
quote.
I-
I was about to
Because
quote
Leo-
Ryan
Leo-
Gosling
little
from fucking.
Leo just told me
Let's hear him
he's
out.
in
Let's
love with a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And to me, dude, that's like so many red flags.
Yeah,
No,
of course.
tell me why this girl cheated on me.
Society would say that.
No.
Go ahead.
Tell me why the girl cheated on me.
He wants to know.
I want to know because Leo,
Guru Alejandro.
whatever answer Leo gives me, I'll know. Like, okay, you know what? He's
So why you're asking why that girl cheated on Danny when she was in college? Or
or
what?
just in general. Like,
Just in general.
Well, you asked like you knew the answer. That's what I'm.
I know the answer.
Well,
Well,
hit me with
it
it.
might have been her deep insecurity, the fact that she was thinking about how life is finite, and that maybe Danny wasn't the one.
This is a canned speech for Leo, right?
No, it
here.
isn't.
This
It's
is
just the truth. It's the truth.
He's just-
A life is
He uses
finite.
this to get girls to make out with me on shoots all the time.
I have told. There's been so many times when a girl's like, I don't know if I should kiss you, and then I tell her this speech and it works out. But she was probably thinking, I know Drake made the fucking saying kind of fucking mainstream and whack, but she was thinking, the good old YOLO, man. It's like you do when you're in college. She was probably like, I don't know that Danny is the one. She probably wasn't feeling that.
What if we called her live on air?
Let's ask her.
Instagram,
Let's
FaceTime.
ask her.
That'd be good radio.
It would be great radio. But like, so she was probably thinking like, hey, this is probably not going to be the guy that I'm going to marry. So what does it matter if I sleep with this guy with abs in the fucking
I had
tent or
abs
whatever?
too. I was jacked back
Yeah, I'm
then,
sure you were
man.
jacked. Yeah, I'm sorry, but see, I'm fine.
That's my,
Anyway,
on top of being a.
she fucking is just a fucking whore. Dude. she
That's the reason, Alejandro. That's
she's
the
a
reason
fucking
right there.
whore, dude. She's a fucking whore, man. That's why she cheated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that was. That's part of the answer.
Yeah.
You know, she's in college, but also, dude, you were just being too needy, man.
Agreed. I agree
Maybe,
with you
yeah, it
there.
sounded
And,
like it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, the girl's always gonna cheat on you, and who cares? you
Yeah.
know?
Well, not a.
But the reason
yeah,
why
probably.
she left you is because you were just too needy.
Yeah.
She's like, dude, this guy's trash.
If Papa Alejandro was there, that girl would have been fucking at his knees, fucking
She's
sucking his cock,
Alejandro.
She's like,
hammering at his
why am
dorm
I even around?
building
But I
door
bet
all day.
we grew up in a. Are your parents still together?
yeah.
So you probably grew up in the same kind of household as me with the machismo thing, where your dad has like the ruling iron, like hammer over the whole household, or does your mom have a lot of power in the
my
household?
mom.
Well, your mom has a lot of power in the
Yeah.
household.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
that's,
it
but that's
kinda
different.
works,
That's
man.
different in usually in the Mexican culture. It's not like that, right?
Right. Yeah. It's not.
It's not. It's the opposite. But it works. That's cool. Well, they're younger then. They're probably younger.
No, they're like
Ain't it?
50.
No, they're 50. Okay.
57.
All right. That's
His-
surprising to
His
hear.
mom's body is still immaculate, though.
Is that what it is? Yeah, she's looking hot, then that's totally what it is. She's ruling with a.
I mean,
you know,
she's a mom.
Yeah.
She's a mom. Yeah.
Dude, don't talk shit on your mom. You're about to
Your
say
mom's
something.
hot, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it-
I'm saying she's a mom.
And your mom has some talent with her mouth.
I bet. Oh, Danny. Holy shit. That's a Jesus Danny moment there. Jesus Danny.
I'm saving
Jesus,
that. Dude. I'm
Danny.
saving that. It's in the back of my head.
I know you Mexicans. You guys are a little sensitive about the mom.
Yeah,
sex
what is wrong with you?
accusations,
Dude?
So
I'm not
I'll
trying to
take
get
it back.
fucking assassinated right now,
Dude,
dude.
I'm gonna remember when Danny falls in love with
Yeah.
a girl and you're about to marry her. I'm gonna show up.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up.
I'm
dude.
just worried I
He's
coming
make
to
it
the
to the
wedding, dude.
airport without being chained to an overpass, decapitated by some Mexican cartel buddies you have.
And I'm gonna show you this podcast on your wedding.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, you might have to wait 10 to 15 years. I don't know if you're still going to be in the business by
I
then.
feel
buddy.
like Danny's gonna ruin his own wedding. That's what I think.
It's going to
I
be
think
content.
me and Neeks were the only conversation we had of any like substance this weekend was we were talking about like if am I going to invite Danny to my wedding, and I said yeah, but I'm probably with a supervisor. I got to have like a guy like next to him the entire time, making sure he doesn't just take his camera out like let's fucking get a bit real quick, guys. Let's get this bit real quick. I'm just gonna call Leo a fag right before he says I do.
I can see me.
Something fucked up.
I
dude.
can see it. Like I can see like the movie in my head. The camera's like panning out over the crowd. Like everybody's in a tuxedo. I'm handcuffed to a 300-pound black dude.
Yeah.
I'm in a tuxedo and he's wearing a wife beater and
That's already
shades.
a bit, dude. We'll film that, dude. That sounds amazing.
Bro.
Oh
mean-
shit.
By the way, dude, what are your fans called? The Mullins or what?
Actually, we don't.
I don't
a name
have
for
it.
him.
That shit's gay.
What do you
I
mean?
think I think so much of that is just artificial marketing. Like, oh, what's up? It's Vitaly. Fucking my villains out there. Like, nobody's in their bedroom. Like, yeah, I'm a fucking villain. Yeah.
Actually, I
watch
don't
all
know.
Vitaly's
I don't
videos.
know.
Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, nobody's like, yeah, I identify as a Jake Pauler. So if you could just like respect me for that, because I watch all of his
Dude, you
content.
don't think Inland Iggy would identify if whatever you had you named your YouTube army? You don't think Inland Iggy would fucking be part like the head
He's
of
a
that
character
crew?
on my channel. I don't know. It just at some point the marketing tactics that might work and might make me 5% more money are
Right.
just too gay
He doesn't. Yeah, Danny
for
doesn't.
me to even bother with.
Danny isn't really. He never. I don't think you watch much YouTube, right?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you watch more comedy. I
Yeah, and I imagine you do
he
too.
watches-
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
I
watch
think
YouTube.
like most YouTube is trash.
Agreed.
Like which is
Damn,
Alejandro.
Lorenzo.
No, like
Lorenzo's channel's fucking fire.
no. By the way,
Don't talk shit on my boy Nerdballer TV. You should have seen him in the STD clinic prank we filmed.
He was great,
Nerdballer TV got a cam. He had my last video last week. He was in it a lot, but he did a good performance in this STD
Nice,
clinic.
dude.
What are you saying though, Phil? I want to
No.
talk comedy. I'm down.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. Just because like I became a huge fan of comedy when I saw Louis C.K.'s. I think it was 2008. I forget the name of the special that he launched.
Tell me about it. Which one was it?
The
I like
fucking-
talking to specials.
You know, the fucking awesome possum shirt. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
bit?
I think that's Shameless.
Shameless.
Yeah.
I think it might be that one.
Shameless is great. It's a bunch of little micro bits.
Yes.
They're all 2-minute, 1-minute bits, and they're just a bunch of them, and then he gets into the heavy family stuff at the end. That's my favorite special of his.
Yeah, he's to me a comedic genius. And after I saw that, I started getting into like the Eddie Murphy, like whenever he was wearing the leather suit.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Eddie Murphy.
Delirious and the one where he's wearing a purple and then the red suit.
Yeah,
they're considered some of the greatest 1-hour specials anyone's ever done.
It's crazy because I mean I grew up super religious and shit like that, so that was like my little drug that I used to take. You know, just give me a little bit of that.
Your snorkel to the actual world of real stuff going on, not religious umbrellas and sheltering. Yeah.
I wonder if it was similar for you, where like because I mean most comedy on YouTube and they have Instagram comedy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's complete ass.
Bad.
Yeah.
I've been a part of some of those. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way that YouTube monetization works, it would be really hard to be funny and still meet those monetization guidelines.
Yeah.
And most people, I am doing YouTube in order to eventually create an audience for a stand-up career.
Yes.
So it would be career suicide for me to censor my comedy for AdSense because then nobody would come to my shows.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to write clean comedy. But most people are on YouTube in order to make a living. And so talented guys who think the same shit that's funny that I think is funny, they're still putting out the PG stuff because they need to pay their rent. And not making that extra $500 in AdSense per video is unthinkable to them.
Yeah, because you're in a really good position right now where like you're going to be able to leverage pretty much your audience. And once you start doing more stand-up and take it more seriously, I mean, you'll crush it. There's no doubt about it.
I appreciate that, Phil.
I do believe it. I also think that he would be really good on the mic in the stand-up world, for sure.
Yeah, you have the energy and stuff like that. When you came in, I was like, that looks like Mitch Hedberg. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah. The one-line king or one of them.
Yeah, with the shaded glasses.
Yeah. Fucking heroin addicts, heavy drinker. That's Nico's hero. Our cameraman Nico, just inexplicably, inexplicably started getting really interested in doing comedy without mine and Leo's blessing. He went and did an open mic, and he. Do you want to tell?
Dare he?
Do you want to tell your famous joke?
Go ahead and tell your famous joke.
No, you can't talk. You're
shut
not
the fuck
up.
up.
You're not mic'd up.
Listen, shut up.
He's not mic'd up, and he's still
come over here and do your joke. Come do your joke.
Yeah, come on, Nico.
Full delivery, baby.
Yeah.
Full delivery.
Like you delivered it to those two chicks.
So, wait. Introducing to the stage now, his third time doing comedy, clocking in at 5'6". This is Nico Villacrescent.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Get the fuck down, faggot.
Fuck you guys. This is how they heckled me last time. Okay, all right, so how's everybody's week going?
Shut the fuck up and tell your joke.
I have to preface it with that. You're a dick.
Talking to the mic, asshole. Nice shades, bitch.
So my week's pretty good. I had sex in the car for the first time.
Doubt it. I killed it. I stepped all over that one. Continue. Say that part again.
Say that part again.
So I had sex in the car for my first time this week.
Woo.
Too bad it was a hearse.
Phil covered his face.
I don't
Phil, his face palms.
that's what it's called. I heard.
Oh yeah, and then to finish it, I say, and for those of you too stupid to get that joke, I fucked a corpse.
See, that's one thing. Phil, where do your sensibilities lie on this? One thing I can't stand in comedy is people who do savers and they re-examine the line they just told. So you saying, for those people too stupid to get that last joke, let me break it down for you.
Because when you do that, it completely fucking kills it.
Yeah, it kills it. Yeah.
It's.
I'll tell you this though, you are an example of it's all in the delivery though, because you did it for those two girls the other day,
and they hated his guts, by the way.
They hated him, but he got a huge laugh because he was almost blacked out. His delivery was not funny.
He was blacked
what he
out.
did was, and it's just if we're just looking at it purely as a physical standpoint, he goes, so I had sex in a car for the first time, and he turned all the way around and looked the opposite direction. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And then he goes, too bad it was a hearse. and then see, look at that. And then it fucking, that got a huge laugh. I might fucking do that. I might open up my act with that.
So Phil, one of the reasons I say I hate savers, I know you agreed with that too, is because I came from writing books, was my first type of comedy, and to get somebody to read my shit was a miracle. And if I put in one boring sentence or unnecessary sentence, I was afraid they would stop reading, and I would lose that person as a customer or a reader. And I think the same thing is true for comedy. If you get a room full of fucking people who took the time to drive through traffic, get a parking space, pay tickets, put on fucking pants, if you sit there and you waste their time with one added line of fat that doesn't need to be there, I think it's comedy sin. Yeah. That's why I don't like people who are like, so that fucking last joke right there, I wrote that with a little buzz, you fucking usually kill. Like, shut up and get to the next bit, dude.
Yeah, you have to
Crowd
stay
work.
in character. Like you have to stay within that energy.
Yeah.
Because
So what I'm
otherwise-
saying is change up all your shit, Nico.
What up? Another thing that people don't talk about a lot when you're first starting out comedy is that you got to get, and which I think he's going to be good at right off the bat, is crowd work.
Oh,
Because that's like when you're young, like you go to a comedy club and like any regular comedy club you go out there, the crowd work is heavy from every comedian. They open up their set with crowd work, kind of get people involved, and everybody's super engaged because like there's a few people in the crowd involved. It's like a good thing to do, and I think he can fucking do that way easier because how much crowd work he does
Crowd work right now.
in real life.
Pulled
There
over
it
a
is,
wild
yeah.
Nerdballer TV
There
with
he
a
is,
visor.
bro.
I
Man.
love this guy.
He's a good guy.
Nerdballer kills it in all my fucking videos. We went into an STD clinic on Friday when I first got here with my new spy glasses. One of the best purchases I've ever made.
How much were they?
They're about $40-$50. Maybe I think they were maybe 80. But Nerdballer just got some too. We went into a fucking STD clinic, and I was like, I gotta lay it out for you guys. I went to Las Vegas, got a prostitute. I laid beneath a glass coffee table, and she took a shit on it. I'd be getting away from Scott. Like, that's scot-free. Like, I didn't touch her. We didn't have sex. She just shat on it. But she made me play her in a game of tic-tac-toe afterwards, using the feces as paint and our fingers as brushes. So they're like, okay, yeah, you need to get tested for hepatitis. Lorenzo stumbles into the clinic right after I lay that out on him. And he's like, oh, yeah, I need to get tested for gonorrhea, too. I think my dick is burning a little bit. And I started just sexually harassing him immediately. We didn't talk about it at all. None of this was premeditated.
I did get a free STD check though.
So there was more to
Really?
it though.
Yeah, I should get results
So
Wednesday.
they said they were
Nice.
close. They refused to test me for hepatitis. They're like, yeah, sir, we can't test you either. But I started immediately I was like, dude, you gay, straight, or bi? You look kind of cute, actually. I like your eyebrows. And they're like, sir, that's very inappropriate. You need to quit harassing the customer. I was like, dude, right now. I pulled out a $5 from my fucking wallet. I was like, $5 to follow me around the building and suck my penis. And at that point, they lost their minds. They're like, we're calling the cops. You're soliciting prostitution. Get out of here.
Oh my god!
$5 though, and she grabbed it and gave it back to you.
No way.
And,
I grabbed the $5.
That sounds amazing.
Lorenzo played the total fucking big eye fucking like nervous little kid coming in to get STD checked for the first time. He looked like he was traumatized whenever I started speaking to him. I went up to the window after they locked me out, started banging on the window and going like this, like and then and they're like, you know what? I think we're afraid this guy's gonna rape you in the parking lot. We're gonna give you an STD test right now, even though we're close.
They wouldn't let me leave until I called the Uber, and they escorted me to my Uber.
No.
Yeah, they would not. They were like, oh, they're at the Starbucks around the corner. If I see them, I'm gonna kick their ass. Blah blah blah. And so yeah, I took the Uber to pick you guys up.
I hope they see the video.
Yeah,
because
they-
that would be
they
fucking
probably
classic.
will.
That is so amazing.
Long story short, this guy got a free gonorrhea test, or actually you had to pay for it.
I got a half off. They gave me a half off because of what happened.
Nice.
It was $69, which seems like an inappropriate price
Yeah, I
point
know,
for an
right?
STD
You
clinic.
can't do that.
Actually, 69, right?
It was $69. Yeah. So
Retarded.
Wednesday, I'll let you know how the results come back. Guys.
We're all holding our breath.
I both have herpes now, so.
Yeah, there's this comedian called Todd Glass, and he did a whole.
Todd Barry, you mean?
No, Todd Barry.
He did the crowd work tour.
The crowd work
Yeah.
tour.
He's
Yeah.
a genius. He's
He did
great.
all crowd work.
Yeah, all crowd work. Like nothing planned or anything like that.
Wow.
And
He's dope.
he's amazing. I picture you doing that. Like you
He
just
could
have
do
like
all
a
crowd
natural.
work.
Because your whole channel is that. You're fucking with
crowd
people
work.
and, like,
Sometimes a lot of
He
it's
writes
a lot of
them
it's
out, though,
written
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Todd Barry's a good guy, and he's relatively clean. He's one of my favorite clean-ish comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
think
doesn't
it's amazing to be clean and be really funny. I think that's difficult.
man.
It's
Jerry
difficult.
Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, man. I mean, I've
Billions
never
of dollars,
laughed
bro.
out loud. Yeah, I know. He makes everybody laugh. I just snicker whenever that was kind of funny. You know, it's never like I don't laugh out loud with Jerry Seinfeld, but
Yeah.
he's still a genius.
I think you would agree with this, that I don't think clean comedy is the highest form of comedy, because Louis C.K. gets at shit that is filthy, but it is the fucking bread and butter of life. Like, when he talks about his divorce and his kids, there's no way to tell the story of his wife giving him a miserable hand job in a clean
The
fashion.
saddest thing in America with the fucking bathrobe.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, yeah.
It's like you don't know anything about Jerry Seinfeld based on his stand-up. You know
Nah.
everything about Louis C.K.,
Yeah,
and that's
it's true.
why he's so successful. And
You
that's
gotta
why
think
he's
that-
also divorced and miserable. But
that was the one thing we went into the podcast. Danny was like, "Listen, I want to do this with you," but he's like, he looked at me and he goes, "You got to be 100% honest about everything."
Yes.
yeah.
And
I
was
mean,
like,
do you think comedy is based in honesty?
Totally. I think
of
that's
course.
all there
Well,
is.
he knows who I am. I mean, we're honest with each other. So then he was like, "This shit's gonna be funny if we talk about it," you know. And I was like, "All right, man, fuck it. I got nothing to lose."
Yeah, who are you guys' like top comedians? Like, I don't know if you started like watching a certain comic and you're like, that I can do. Like, that's one thing that I could see myself doing, or is it something that you just stumbled upon? Because I know a lot of people like Louis. I I think he was in Boston, and he said this joke like in high school, and he made the whole class laugh. And that to him was like, okay, I'm gonna go on stage and try it because I think I could pull this off.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was one moment or a compilation of moments or just over time.
It's a good question.
Wait, are you asking when I thought it was going to work out, or what comedian
What
I
comedian
saw that
you saw that you thought you could
Yeah,
do
'cause you
like you
kinda
could
switched
do
it up there.
the
Yeah,
humor?
yeah. No, that's my bad. So what comedian or what person did
Be
you
more
see?
concise with your questioning, host number 2. You're a bastard.
Jesus,
Going on?
man.
But yeah,
Well,
which
yeah.
comedian did you see?
I think it was books actually. The
Okay.
first comedian I was obsessed with was Sacha Baron Cohen when he put out the
Fucking amazing.
Ollie G show, the HBO
Oh my
series.
God.
I was very obsessed with Borat too, and that's why I always thought that I would end up doing some pranks like out in public, and thank God I met Danny to do them at a high level.
But the first guy that I read it was a writer actually. It was Bret Easton Ellis, American Psycho, was probably it. Which that book, like the movie's pretty funny, but if you read the book, it's much funnier. I was just telling Leo, there are all these digressions where it's a bunch of rich asshole bankers at dinner just sizing up the waitresses and shit. It's an insanely comic book, and that type of comedy, just the really dry, observational, just stories about douchebag dudes being men.
Yeah.
That's what clicked, and I started thinking in the way he wrote, and that's what kind of made me want to be a writer and try my hand at that type of comedy.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
What about you?
I originally started out thinking like that the black comedians were something more that I was attracted to. I loved Katt Williams and
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
He just says that so he can't ever be accused of being a racist.
Shut the fuck
He
up.
actually
That's
tells me
not true.
privately he's
I thought they were. I
encouraged by
thought
black
Katt
comedians.
Williams when he's in the green suit. I forget what it's called. I think it's the Pimp Chronicles.
Yeah.
When he makes fun of Michael Jackson and I used to do Katt Williams impressions, and I thought he was the fucking funniest guy, and then I really liked Eddie Murphy when he first just watching his specials. I would watch him as like a young kid, and I thought they were the funniest. I guess I was I liked guys that would go on stage and talk about getting pussy too, because I was always like, I get pussy, but no comedians talk about getting pussy on stage except for the black guys. The black guys talk about getting pussy on stage.
I tell
So
Leo
I
you
like
gotta
that.
stop talking about getting pussy.
Yeah,
'cause
it doesn't work, dude. I've tried to I've tried to do this Bachelorette joke about how it ruined my life, but it didn't matter because I got 18 to 21-year-old pussy for months, whatever. But it doesn't
What
work.
better
Nobody
way to
gives
make a
fuck.
room full of nerds
Yeah, and
hate
everybody's
you?
just like, okay. The women hate that one too. So I haven't really been able to use it in my act, but that's why I like them. And then I really did. I mean, it's not like I know people disrespect him, but I think Dane Cook was really funny in his heyday when he was really popping when I was in college, and I thought he was really funny, and his delivery was hilarious. It was over the top. He did a lot of impressions and stuff. So I used to like Dane Cook. And then I was obsessed with Borat, and that's where I started realizing that I could be really funny. I used to do impressions of Borat and do prank phone calls for my baseball team and shit, and in college, and I had some absolutely hysterical prank phone calls, and I started
none
pranking
better than
people.
the one we pulled this weekend.
We did, yeah. We pulled some amazing. This weekend prank phone calls.
We'll get to
Yes,
it later.
we did have
maybe
an
we'll end on that.
absolutely.
Maybe we'll end on that.
We could end on that, but we did an absolutely epic prank phone call this weekend. But yeah, so then I started doing this, and I was like, wow, I can get unbelievable laughs, and it felt like I was doing stand-up when I was doing these, and I'd have to cough when I was laughing, or I'd tell the guys, shut the fuck up, you're laughing too loud, because it was so funny. I remember thinking damn, I could really make people laugh at a crazy high level, and then I wanted to, then I really figured out that that's what I need to do with the rest of my life in order to be truly happy.
Hell yeah. Is there are you consistent with stand-up or?
I am I would say I perform on stage at least 4 to 5 times a month, at a comedy club, where the audience doesn't need I don't need. It's not an open mic. It's actually an actual audience, and so once a week approximately, and then every now and then even more than that. So yeah, which is pretty good for a guy that's only been doing it for 2 years. It's that's pretty good. I use the Batch name as being a villain from the Batch helps me get on spots I probably shouldn't be on. I was telling Danny, I did a spot with Jeff Garland, and I've been on the same show as Whitney Cummings and
Sugar Mama's. She's patting some people's pocketbooks
Yeah,
to
I
get
was
them up on
gonna
I don't know
stage,
about
so
that, dude.
There's a reason he gets those.
If you get
spots.
people, they like to drop in. If there's a decent crowd, they'll, somebody will call Jeff Garland up, and he's in the Valley, I think. So he's just like, oh, I'll fucking drop by. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure, but either way, Damon Wayans came by. A show was on. Fucking some solid comedians. So it's cool. It's cool to be around those guys. Amir K is really funny, and he was on a show I did also. So there's a lot of also no-name comedians that are absolutely hilarious in LA. It's a talented place, man. There's a lot of talent over there.
Yeah,
So,
it's one of those things where like it's probably the hardest thing to do in entertainment.
100%.
I was watching this Talking Funny on HBO. It's where like Louis C.K., Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's great.
It was great.
I've only watched about half of it, but I just discovered it
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago.
I watch it like religiously once a month, just
Nice.
because it's
Great.
it has so much good shit. And
I love what Louis talking about finding his bit.
yeah,
Chris
and-
Rock was okay with him saying that. Too.
Yeah,
It was
Chris
kinda
Rock.
nuts.
He was like, "You're the whitest I know."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but Jerry Seinfeld talks about the comedian is like the only person who's like judged every 10 seconds, basically.
Yep.
Who are like, you could have a killing bit, and if the next bit doesn't follow it or
Yep.
top it, you're getting crushed. It doesn't
Yep.
matter.
And that's fucking YouTube too, man.
I would say
It's-
I've bombed before, you know, and that's pretty gnarly. It's a cool thing to go through, though. It didn't really bother me, but it was just like, damn, I really didn't make anyone laugh in that fucking crowd. But it's humbling and it's cool, but at the same time, making a room laugh I've had some pretty good sets, especially for doing it as long as I have, where it's been like, you know, a solid amount of laughter, and that's like a drug, for sure. I feel like Danny's gonna really love that the first time he does that.
You were saying
be
it's
big.
similar with YouTube?
Yeah, totally. I was telling this to a girl last night. I was trying to get laid,
Damn,
probably.
you
I
just
think.
completely ignore Leo, dude.
Well,
Yeah, what
Leo's-
the fuck was that, dude?
That was like a harsh, like.
Wow.
I mean, let's get to the real reason we're all here.
Leo,
Yeah.
Danny, what were you
Online,
saying?
yeah, online. I guess like subscribers on YouTube is what it's. That's how.
The measurement of a man in 2019.
That's how it is.
Yeah, somebody was telling me, because people think it's so great to be a fucking YouTuber. They think you're going out getting pussy, getting drunk, and then these videos just materialize on your channel every fucking Thursday. But the thing is, the stress about matching last week's video quality, it starts at about 12 midnight on Friday after I upload my video on Thursday.
Right.
Or actually about 12 midnight that Thursday transitioning to Friday. It's instantaneous. I get like 3 hours of endorphins and feeling good. Yeah, and then once the video does come out, you're reading through the fucking comments, and the thing that just terrifies you is any of the comments like, damn, the quality's declining, or
Right.
this, I
actually
missed
read
the
those.
old style, but yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you fucking
I
dug
commented.
He commented,
He's
dude.
got like 6 fucking accounts he signs into
He
in rapid
fucking
succession
comments,
when I
dude.
post. Yeah,
funny.
and that it's hard to get a good night's sleep and wake up feeling fresh and relaxed, enjoying life when there's always that stress on you, because you need to go out and film the video and perform and be just as funny as you are in your other performances. You need to make sure the writing that you did the weeks prior was just as good as your other old writings. You need to make sure your editing is top notch.
Right.
You get it out and
Do you
get it
edit
out.
your videos?
Yeah. I get some guy to subtitle them, but I edit them.
Okay.
And that stress, that isn't there if you work at Wells Fargo and you're helping people put money into their account.
Right.
You can show up hungover,
Yeah.
coming off a coke bender in Vegas. Who cares? As long as you don't get fired between 9 a.m. and 5, you did your job and you're going to keep getting a paycheck. Whereas
Right.
YouTube, if you phone it in, people are going to start talking shit to you. Then eventually they're going to stop watching, and then you're going to have to go get a real job. So that pressure, that being an entrepreneur is terrifying.
It's horrible,
And being an
yeah.
entertainer where people can always just weigh in, like or a stand-up comedian, it's this really stressful job.
He after his dick pill video that didn't do as well as the other videos, because he didn't go out and fuck around with people in public. Apparently, I guess people really want to see that. Although your dick pill video was fucking, I thought it was phenomenal. But he was a mess, man. He was actually he was kind of pretty upset.
I was upset for like one afternoon. He's overstating that.
No, he was a fucking mess.
But it's I think that's important, just because that means you care.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, and you give a shit about this.
Yeah.
And whenever you stress about something, that means you care.
It's a sign you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
With you're on the right path if you care enough to be stressed about your work. When I was working in restaurants, I told a story on our podcast. I stuck my finger up my ass once and put it in a girl's taco because I didn't like her.
She ended up being a really nice gal too. Give him a good
I
tip.
thought she was a bitch at first, and then I realized I just misread her.
Oh
but
my
it was
God.
too late.
Had a great
the
tip.
feces were in
Holy
the
shit.
pork bow. Yeah, so that I obviously didn't like. I didn't give a shit when I worked in a
How
restaurant.
far up your ass did you stick your finger?
It was deep. It was probably past the second knuckle.
That's a
past
big
the
finger.
second knuckle.
Yeah, that's
Holy
right,
fuck.
Alejandro.
Yeah.
That's a big finger,
It was a
bro.
fucking just
Oh,
covered
Danny,
in
yeah.
liquid shit right in that goddamn pork bow taco. A couple counterclockwise spins, distributed amongst the meat.
It's pretty
sent it out
safe
the
to say
guest.
Danny will get pegged by his wife.
Yeah, dude. 'Cause
at
also,
some
dude, I
point.
was watching your videos, bro, and like I started off good, and then I started getting boring, and I'm like, bro, this guy is going downhill.
Oh my God! Really?
He heard me mention that. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a joke about this," and it's taken him
Okay,
5
no,
minutes
no,
to deliver
hold
on it.
on.
It's like,
No,
I'm
I,
gonna.
I wanted to bring it to, dude. Do you think there's a limit to what videos you can do? Because I wanted to do videos of
Give it up, bro.
picking up girls in the hospital and picking up girls at an abortion clinic, and they were like, dude, that's too much.
No.
As long as it's legal, it's never too much.
And I was like, dude, I feel like filming me going up to a girl that's about to abort a baby and try to pick her up would be hilarious.
It would be. I like it.
I convince her to keep the baby, and then it'll fucking be really.
Well, I
Oh
was
my
gonna
God,
say,
dude.
yo,
Imagine that, dude.
I can help you
Yeah.
at my house.
That's a good
you know?
idea.
Fucking turn some girl into pro-life.
Hey, next
I
week,
mean,
let's do this idea.
You're talking
dude.
about pushing the limits. Fucking this guy had a bunch of chicks flashing their titties in traditional Muslim women garb.
I mean,
Oh my God,
Sixth
yeah.
Street.
He's got some Muslim family members
That's
too. So the
Nerdballer
man's got
TV over it.
balls.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's
No, like the picture
got
she
some
showed me,
huevos.
the video Nerdballer
Amazing.
is about to drop is fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, we won't see him. He's gonna die. Dude, he's gonna be
It's
Dude, like,
it's amazing.
It's
Nah.
beautiful.
I do. I think are no limits to comedy. I think Islam needs to be fucked. Like I haven't fucked with Islam enough on my channel. It's because, dude, Christianity is such an easy target. I mean,
Yeah.
even the most
Yeah.
PC fucking liberal, like cropped hair
Right.
lesbians are like, fuck God, the priests fuck children. Nobody has the balls to fuck with Islam. Which I
Yeah.
mean, they're a thing. They deserve it. They destroy women's vaginas in the Middle East.
right.
Nerdballer went out there and served it.
You're a hero.
Yeah.
You're
Like
a
everybody
hero.
fucks with the Jews too. It's like it's time. I'm gonna be the Prophet Muhammad for my Christmas video this year. So it's my turn to do my service for picking on the one religion that everybody's afraid to pick on.
You think it's dangerous though?
For sure, I'm gonna get security.
No, I mean like just overall. Like you think someone watching is gonna be, you know what? Fuck this guy, Danny.
And try to take me out.
Yeah, try to just like stab you or do.
No,
something.
but you see, I think
I
that's
doubt it.
There is a danger to this, dude. Like
no,
right
but
now-
that's comedy's job.
no,
I
no, no.
got,
But hold on,
like,
dude. The thing of what I want to say is because comedians, you know, they kind of don't go this dark and this like, because
Well,
we're out there doing real shit.
You need to watch
And this is the real world, man. People get
Sacha
killed.
Baron Cohen's TV show, Who is America?
I've seen it.
You've seen it?
It was. I didn't enjoy it as much as the HBO one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it is so extreme and so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I cringed like
Yeah.
probably for the most part, but it's like insane, like the lengths that he'll go to.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. He's a complete genius for sure.
But I think like I love exploring the subject of like where's the line in comedy.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone's too much of a pussy nowadays.
I agree.
Like honestly, we've gone to like the other extreme, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, do you have any meter in your head to where like I'm not gonna go there, or do you always look at something else like, is this funny enough, and that's the criteria?
I'll tell you, I do not think Danny has a meter, but he does have me to be like, whoa, Jesus, Danny, relax there, which helps because it's like good cop, bad cop. It's good, funny
Yeah.
humor,
Yeah.
and at the same time, he can go wild with it, and then I'm there to be like, hey man, what? Whoa there! If I feel like I need to go there,
I mean, you definitely
which-
make Danny's channel way better.
Dude,
Thanks,
shut
man.
the fuck
Appreciate
up.
it.
I was
No,
just
dude,
about to cut him and go solo.
Hey, you're gonna go fucking solo, dude?
Because you
son
balance
of
it
a
out
bitch.
so well, man.
Yeah,
you
thanks.
balance it out so well. Like it
Thanks.
makes me want to keep watching.
Thanks, bro. I think a lot of people.
I'm
say,
gonna. We were talking about making Phil fight my cameraman. I'm gonna fight Alejandro at this point. But what my answer is not too creative on that. A lot of people have said it before. If it's funny, if it gets a laugh, it's good.
He'll do it.
And if it gets a laugh, I think everything is in play. I
doesn't
think
fuck with children much. He
racial. It's only because of
He doesn't
community
fuck with
guidelines.
children.
I'd make
Oh,
way
okay,
more
gotcha.
pedophile jokes if I was afraid, because YouTube hates. They're really afraid of being accused of being a pedophile network.
Yeah.
Just where a bunch of dudes are jerking off to 14-year-olds reviewing bikinis.
Yes,
That's TikTok.
Yeah.
But that's YouTube
Yeah.
too. I agree. It's mostly TikTok.
Yeah, it's-
So I think whatever it takes to get a laugh, and if the laugh is legitimate, it's not shock value, racial humor, abortion humor, fucking murder jokes, rape jokes. But if the same thing, if you go up on stage and you're like, "Hey, fucking nigger Jap spicked you,"
Yeah.
like you said a bunch of bad words, but
No
there's no
one-
clever writing there.
Yeah,
So
you-
that offends me how shitty that was.
No, and you see comedians even at the local LA clubs, you throwing out the N-word and faggot all the time nowadays.
no,
So-
like in that talk.
Say the
that-
N-word.
No, I won't say that.
In talking funny.
Lorenzo, do you give this man your blessing?
Dude, I'll bleep it out.
have my blessing to say whatever you want.
Leo, I'll blip it out.
The N-word.
I'll blip it out. Just so
I'm probably
Dave-
not gonna blip it out.
Dude,
but-
Phil-
No, I'll blip it out, dude. I'm a man of my word.
Dave Chappelle said the word on his special.
Provide
bunch of times.
context.
I'll
it's
take
just
it.
like the cuts, the
I'll
straight
take
cuts.
it.
Just like,
fucking cut it. Dude.
It's gonna be like 6 times replayed. All the
I'll
Dave
bleep it
Chappelle
out.
shit
I'll
cut out.
bleep it
No, but in Talking Funny, they mentioned that you can have all sorts of furniture in the house, but you need steel in the walls. Meaning, like, you need a foundation and comedy.
That's why those guys get paid way more than us.
I
They got
know,
those
like-
beautiful housing metaphors.
No, but you do need jokes behind all the persona and all the fucking flashy
Yeah.
bullshit. You have to have, like, quality shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to, like, go downhill.
Mhm.
Yeah, people get stuck up, especially in YouTube. I'm pretty sure you guys would agree with, like, being loud. What's up, guys? Fucking, suck my dick.
Jake Paul.
Bro. Yeah, Jake Paul.
Lit vlog merch.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they go back to their millions, and they look at us and go, yeah,
and they
guys.
laugh at us all the way to the bank.
I know.
Yeah, the YouTube
But not
chasing
forever.
YouTube ad revenue, dude, destroys comedy.
Yeah.
Chasing YouTube ad
you
revenue.
can't make any
Because
money.
you can't even, it's not only cursing, you can't explore a controversial topic or they'll demonetize it.
Or you won't get views because they won't, what's that word called? Where they won't send it to other people.
Oh, the suggested or
Yeah, the ones
promoted.
That's not
Just-
true, actually. Nelk, a guy from YouTube, went and visited Nelk and was giving them tips on how to cheat the monetization system.
Oh,
So
shit.
YouTube has to do it to attract advertisers, but
Right.
YouTube knows inappropriate content is a huge part of what brings people to YouTube,
Right.
and so it doesn't affect monetization. It doesn't affect views monetization. That is. So if you get the little yellow icon because your video is demonetized because you
Right.
cursed a bunch, it doesn't affect how many people see the video. That's from the mouth of a YouTube executive who came out to visit Nelk. And he was giving him tips like, don't curse for the first minute of your video. He was
Oh,
teaching him how to
shit.
cheat the system. Because their AI, like, it's not perfect yet.
Yeah.
So it, like, scans the first minute of a video for curse words. I don't fucking know how. Smart people came up with something.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip, dude. We shouldn't curse for the pod because all our videos are demonetized.
No, there's a couple that aren't, by the way. I checked.
No, they got demonetized.
It's
Oh, really?
How amazing is it when you fucking your video gets monetized miraculously?
I know.
It's a
we
celebration.
made $3. So that was-
Wow. Fucking Milky Way's on the
No,
boys.
but
That was
that's the
good.
thing. Fuck, like, compromising the comedy, like, for money.
It's not worth
Like,
it.
that's
Yeah.
such a huge sin.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like work a job at Subway to help pay the rent
I mean,
and
dude,
do
that-
real comedy.
That's until you'll see that $10 million check, and it's
Yeah,
like
but the
you'll
thi-
make this movie and don't curse.
No, I
you're
understand.
like,
And like I'm
fuck.
not talking about like cursing or like being, dirty for the value of it. It's just like I don't know, comedy's so precious, like really to me, in the sense of like everything you do should be to serve that.
Yeah.
It should be to serve the comedy. And if you're like, I get it, because you're put in a position where it's between a rock and a hard place, especially on social media.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get flagged if there's anything where like normal people talk about.
Yeah.
Like normal comedy, when you go to a bar or your fucking work or
Yeah.
anything like that, it's not about like, pulling up the vlog camera, reviewing toys and shit.
Yeah,
You're
it's
talking about real shit.
it's
like,
not golf
Yeah.
jokes. It's
yeah.
I think I could see Danny having like a website one day where it's
No.
just subscription based.
No, it's a
and
terrible
going on.
idea.
It
It's
is.
a lot
but
of
I'm
people
saying
have tried and failed. It's a terrible idea.
If they took you off the platform though, you would do that, right?
I don't think YouTube would take me off the platform.
I don't think so either. You're right on the line, but you're not like you follow their rules and you're still
Yeah.
doing the comedy that you want to do.
Yeah, dude. The free thing. I mean, David Dobrik's a pretty good example. David Dobrik gets most of his videos demonetized. I actually respect that kid, even though he seems to be close to Jake Paul in some people's minds. But he's actually,
Right.
I think he's a funny, talented guy.
Yeah, me too.
And I think Jason Nash is really talented too.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think those guys are really
Yeah.
good, and their work ethic is insane. But David curses, talks about sex in all of his videos. Like, he went down and filmed his monetization status on his videos once. They almost all get demonetized. But he has such a massive audience that the dude still makes fucking $500,000 to $1 million on merch per fucking month. Probably more than that, actually.
More, yeah.
And that's just because he has a huge audience. An audience is money.
Right.
It's if you just have to have the discipline to not care about losing the ad. Who's this guy? Jack Manley? You need fucking chewing on peanuts and looming over us to the glass window? You're a piece of shit. I've taken that back. That was mean. Yeah.
Don't never go back. You're a comedian.
Yeah,
you
never
can
go
never
back,
fucking
dude.
go
What the
back. Dude,
fuck?
apologizing in comedy, I hate when comedians do that, because you're setting the bar of like, now you have to every single comedian, whenever you say anything controversial, you
Well,
have to do it.
I mean, calling Jack Manley a piece of shit wasn't exactly
Oh no,
controversial.
I'm saying in the bigger.
Apologize for
Yeah,
that,
so-
Danny.
I apologize to you. He's giving me the double birds
What the
right
fuck
now.
is wrong with you, man?
Well, you had some questions, by the way, because I'm like delving
Yeah,
off.
no, all these questions are
topic.
trash. They didn't save the ones they wrote. These are like from other podcasts.
What are sort of like, I'm interested to know where you guys want to take, I guess, career. And this is more of a meta question, I guess, which I hate those. But is there like a specific project that you guys might want to work towards? Like, now that you're starting to garner a bigger audience and shit like that, maybe write a script, sell it, or pitch a TV show. I mean, basically you do have a TV show, but is there like something bigger that you're working towards?
Do you want to talk, Leo?
Yeah, I think that we would like it go in the direction of us touring and doing a comedy show in front of a live audience in front of his fans first.
Hell yeah.
I personally do like the idea of doing something scripted with Danny because I'm in acting class every week. I was originally an actor. I did stage plays as soon as I graduated college. That's all I did for a while, just plays, and I'm an actual actor. And it would be fun to do that with Danny. I know that he would be talented enough to pull that off, and it would be really cool to see this kind of level of chemistry that we have in a scene with scripted with all the lighting and all that, and the sound. It would be pretty cool to see. I would just like to see it personally. I do think that we're going in the direction of touring, kind of like a Danny Duncan type tour one day, when we have enough subscribers to go around America and put on a good show for a bunch of our fans. That would be kind of a dream come true for us. And then the worst town in America, if you guys have watched those, I do think that one day, and in our height, at the height of our success, I do think that like a Netflix could send us all over the world, and we would just do worst towns in America and the world.
I don't like the people are like, oh, you guys are gonna get picked up for a TV show. I think it'd be retarded to go where even with somebody as big as Netflix or Hulu, because your audience is being reduced versus what YouTube is, where it's free and it's available at any time.
Right.
And then also, I don't like the idea of working toward a movie or a TV show, because for me the equation is am I going to be able to spend a relatively small amount of time on that's going to be seen by a lot of people. In movies, it's a ton of resources and planning and time that gets seen by a tiny amount of people versus YouTube, where everything's out for the people to constantly see. Yeah. So I see myself doing stand-up comedy.
The tour is what I think we're going towards.
And then always having a YouTube channel.
So I guess is that the part of the process? What part of the process do you enjoy the most? I guess that's the biggest part, because like if you're a comedian, if you're in comedy, you can go a million different directions.
Yeah.
I guess so. Whenever you have too many options, it hinders you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, would you say both of you would go into like the stand-up comedy touring, like maybe doing some guest spots, TV shows, and shit like that?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
The thing I don't like about stand-up either is that I don't like the idea of just reaching a room of people at a time. After you fucking start YouTube, and like Jack Manley over here, you fucking press upload, and a million people see a video, which I'm not at a million.
For you, I think for you it would be getting in that room and taking 75% of ticket sales, so it's worth it for you.
Yeah, financially.
40 people pay $25 to see you. You can make a little cash that night. I think that's what it would be like at the beginning.
And you could still upload, like, have a channel for your bits.
Yeah, exactly. And then when there's 1,000 people in an arena, and then we're talking some real coins. So I think that would be what
battery's about to die. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, dude, is you're broke, Danny.
Well, Leo's got a sugar mama. Alejandro, incidentally, your mother.
He pays rent in one of the most expensive cities in the world with just his online revenue. I think that's pretty impressive.
Well, because when y'all said 20 people or 40 people, $20, I'm like, that's like 800.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
impressive math.
I think that we could do that immediately, like tomorrow.
Because I'm like, dude, you could be making way more, dude. Like, way more.
I need to hire this guy as a business coach.
A lot. A lot more, man.
Here, start pitching ideas.
And, I mean, Leo, you want to go the movie route, right?
Yeah, no, I say that I enjoy acting. I think at this point, what's gonna make me the happiest. I don't like
sucking
making
cock
movies.
And squeezing titties.
He's
bisexual.
It's great to act and be paid to kind of be an actor, but it is much more satisfying to do it in front of a live audience.
Right.
And the only way you get that instant gratification and that fucking adrenaline rush is to do stand-up.
Masturbating in front of a bunch of third graders.
I mean, yeah, that too, Danny. But
that's the truest adrenaline rush
keep that
there
on
is.
the DL.
Okay.
Anyway, no, it would be stand-up is the most enjoyable thing that I think is the most attainable right now that I would enjoy the most.
So you don't want to do movies at all?
No, I want to masturbate in front of an auditorium full of third graders.
He would take some money to do we could do a buddy cop film and just fucking
because you're a
murder
writer,
it.
bro. Like if you wrote these skits, they're amazing. Like they're amazing, bro.
He is a writer.
Beautiful. They're beautiful.
Deep down, he's definitely a writer.
Are you saying my YouTube videos are beautiful? I'm a little confused right now. What are you saying is beautiful?
Everything about it is beautiful.
Yeah. No, I'll fucking meet you in the bathroom after this.
No, but for real, I mean, guys, everybody's watching. I'm pretty good at knowing someone's gonna be super successful. You are, dude.
Hey.
I saw this YouTube channel, bro. The way you fucking go out, make out with fucking old ladies. Where's the video?
I think that's what Jack Manley most respects about me.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this guy, bro.
Yeah.
If you're telling me this guy's not gonna make it in life,
that fucking thumbnail.
If you want us, I'll fill up the tank. I need to make out with either the woman in shotgun or the elderly lady in the back seat, though. You're the one I had my eye on all along.
You're the beauty.
Come here. Nobody's recording yet. Don't you dare. Let me talk to this fox in the back seat. I'll pay for the gas. It's funny, right? Okay.
Oh,
shit!
Look, he keeps going for more.
Oh
You try to get some tongue in there, man.
You asked me what love was earlier, Alejandro. Look no further. I'm back in 5 minutes in the back seat with her. I work. Fresno, probably a lot of credit card scammers got this thing all rigged up. Business card expensing this. Sir, I don't want you to see my pin. I'm sorry. You seem like a good guy. I don't quite trust you fully yet. Sir, I'm sorry to tell you. If she would have let me cop a feel, I would have gone for the middle one. Unlimited plus. You're an honorable man. One more for you.
Look at him.
So good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, when you film these videos, do you go into like a completely different headspace?
Totally, yeah.
Because I was gonna say, like, it feels like you're just
It's
on
just,
the ball.
Dude, this seems
it's
so
like it's
well.
like getting ready to go out and be an MMA fighter and fight in a cage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's you just need to like fear is gone, all social norms and a sense of honor is completely thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I will say this though, even when cameras aren't rolling, he's not really that different. He really isn't, man. If there's a bit somewhere, if he can make anybody laugh, if it's just an audience of two, he'll do it.
You don't need the drink to do it though. Like we drank yesterday for a video because fans seem to like it when I get hammered.
Yeah.
But it's not alcohol related. People go out to bars and pick up chicks. They need to get fucking smashed drunk before they do it.
Right.
But really, all they need to do is just warm up and talk to a couple of people, and that confidence will build up naturally. We drive out to the places we shoot. We're conversing the whole car ride,
talk
and then
the
you
whole
get
time,
out.
yeah.
You just kind of fucking do a couple push-ups and ask a lady with gray hair if you can fill up her tank and make out with her.
Going up to Tahoe, we did prank phone calls too. We sometimes do prank phone on long rides. We do prank phone calls to kind of warm up that muscle, you know.
Okay,
and then when we get
I
there.
was about to ask you that. Do you think it's
Yeah.
a muscle like someone develops over time if they want to do that?
100%. I think, there's good training too. I mean, I feel like a good improv class can help. I think that I can hang with him and his fucking crazy, his vocabulary is off the fucking charts.
This
Dude.
fucking
This motherfucker's a reader, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people read nowadays. So, yeah, I think it's tough to hang with him in general because he's such a polarizing figure in comedy. And I think that the training that I've had like in theater and improv, I've taken numerous improv like courses and shit and done shows in improv. I think it does help significantly when I'm aiding him out there in shoots.
Yeah. You basically have the structure.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
got the structure. I know how to. I don't ruin any bits.
He's
you
all
know,
this
yeah.
sauce and
I disagree, I
meatballs,
think.
and you
Right.
kind of put the meatballs and
I
sauce
put them
together.
together. Or I help.
So it makes it
keep
really good.
We got a
pretty
spaghetti metaphor over here.
I like it. That was
Nice
good. I
one.
liked it. I
Have
liked
It
it.
was
Yeah.
inspired by the whole Louis C.K. Jerry
I know.
Seinfeld one about houses.
Yeah. And nobody fucks with us. I do feel like a security guard sometimes too. I'm just in the back like, what's up?
Yeah, I
bro?"
mean, dude, if I see you, bro, I'm not fucking with this.
Not fucking with this
And
guy.
you'd be making
you know,
the right
this
choice,
This
you
guy
know?
can fuck people up though, so it's, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with him taking care of himself too. Sometimes in Fresno,
I'll use your
Let's
skull
go,
as
bro.
a
You wanna
fleshlight,
go,
dude.
Danny?
I will
let's
use your
fucking
throat
go.
as my pleasure giver.
In Fresno, I was just worried about a gun being pulled out. Sometimes I'm worried about guns, man. But other than that,
I
I
fear
think
guns.
most of the time I like when we're in white cornbread land, where it's just like Danny can just have a fucking field day with I like when he fucks with like older rich men. That's my favorite. But yeah, it's all great.
Yeah,
Man.
you guys should definitely go to like a country club and just.
A country club would be great. We've been thinking about some bits for the future with definitely some country clubs in it. I think. Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
I want to watch this video real quick, guys.
Don't watch a video. We already watched that one. What are you doing?
No, hold on. It's Clean Up Trump Star.
Well,
No,
you got to do it. You got to respect all
This
of
is
Presidente Trump.
Senor
Except
Presidente.
for the
Senor
Wi-Fi is
President.
fucking me in the ass right now.
This is bad radio, Alejandro, and it's all your fault.
Damn,
That's
bro. I guess we won't be able to watch it, man.
no problem.
You when you came here,
I'll
you
let it
reminded me of you started talking about being a writer. You reminded me of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah. I love
Immediately.
Hunter S. Thompson.
You do?
That was one of those first books I read that made me want to be a comedian. And one of the things Hunter S. Thompson did in those books is he would just fuck with people and lie to people he encountered in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, yeah, we're going to Vegas to croak a skag baron named Savage Henry.
Yeah.
Why? Because he ripped me off. And that bastard has cashed his check. He just says shit like that, and none of it's true, and it's never referenced again in the rest of the book.
Yeah.
We do shit like that all the time.
Yeah,
Like
we do,
yesterday,
we
we
do.
were trolling that frat house, and I said, like, you guys care? I saw the finger bone of Natalie Holloway in a glass case in your fucking stairwell. Like, that wasn't true. I'm just lying to people to make them uncomfortable, and that's
Right.
what I got from Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't we
he
tell
was
him
a master
about?
of that.
Sorry, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, he was. Why don't we tell him how we came upon one of our funniest bits with Nico?
Yeah, we could wrap this up with a pretty good anecdote.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So I had
cameraman Nico, come sit. Well,
yeah, come over here, man. Should he come over here?
He's really upset about this.
He is upset about this. I was hanging out with cameraman Nico, and he had been he was belligerently drunk. At borderline, it seemed like he was on something kind of stronger than alcohol.
I thought somebody had roofied him when I came up.
His fucking nose has been bleeding. There it is.
Shh, you're not
Shut
mic'd
the
up.
fuck up,
You know how
Nico.
radio works?
God damn it, he's annoying. So I saw he FaceTimes his girlfriend belligerently drunk. I thought it was a bad idea. Oh. And she was with her coworkers, and a black man came onto the screen to say hi to us, right?
Dude.
So I
Easy,
saw,
Alejandro. You're not all that way.
Yeah, it was a coworker thing. I don't think she was being a cheating whore or anything, but we don't know for a fact. But anyway. So Nico, I started taking advantage of this a little bit and kind of pestering him about it a little bit, and I saw that it got to him, but then I didn't talk about it the rest of the night. So Danny comes home after what he was filming with Lorenzo. He comes home pretty late. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning.
I want nothing more than to get to bed. I'm like, Nico, shut the fuck up, because he's incoherent, prattling on in the kitchen. Yeah. Leo keeps fucking with him. I'm like, dude, I need to go to bed. We had a full video to film at that point, and I was out on 6 with Nerdballer until 2:33. Yeah. So I'm like, I have to go to bed. Let's stop. And then Leo tells me in the bed, he's like, dude, I think I'm gonna prank call Nico right now and freak him out. And I right then my eyes popped open, and I was like, you need to call him as a black guy and say you're fucking his girlfriend, because Nico has this girlfriend. She's hot, and she's the love of his life.
What's her Instagram?
I don't think he's down. No, he's not
down. Look it up right
well,
now.
after the show.
I want to find it. Message her.
But this guy, he was so paranoid. He kept saying all this dumb. We knew it would just drive him nuts if we called it. So I get my fucking camera. This is going to be in one of my videos coming up soon. So I get the camera roll. We go out to the balcony, and Leo calls in is fucking Dante, this big black dude.
So I'm like, yo, what up? Is this Neeks?
But here's how we got it to work, because we knew we had to block the number, and Neeks wasn't answering it. So I was like, dude, it's Lorenzo. It's Nerdballer. He's trying to get into the apartment, I think. So I finally tricked Nico into answering the call, and then Dante, what were you saying,
and
Dante?
I was just like, hey, yo, what up, man? Look, I know that you and Jill are together and shit, but I just wanted to come clean and shit. And I just want to come clean and say, man, I've been fucking the shit out of Jill for a while now, man.
And you were saying you were religious. That's why it was so important to confess.
I found God recently, and I just wanted to say, man, like, I gotta come clean to the people I hurt and shit. So yeah, man, I've been fucking Jill for a while, man, and I just want to let you know.
The accent is so good too.
Yeah. So he bought it completely,
and then it started out. He started out not really buying it.
Yeah, he didn't buy it.
He's like, yo, it's okay.
But after about 5 minutes of this, it ended up he was naked in the hallway trying to wrestle me. He didn't even know I was involved. He was trying to take me down, and then he FaceTimes his fucking girlfriend and accuses her of fucking a giant black dude named Dante.
Dante Culpepper.
And the thing was,
Dante Culpepper.
He barricaded himself in the bathroom, and we were like, dude, this is going too far. This girl is gonna think he's insane, and she's never gonna talk to him. We're ruining the love of his life and his relationship.
So we got on the FaceTime with her, and we're like, hey, we're just fucking with him. It's not, but we were laughing like it was an extreme level of laughter. But he made the video really because he was so belligerent and he was hilarious, like responding to us too.
He was on the verge of crying, trying to fight me in the hallway about it. Yeah, and we have it all on video, thank God.
On video, yeah.
And
are you guys gonna post it?
Of course. What? No, it's too racially insensitive, Phil. I got to think about my image.
It'll be funny. It'll be funny. And then I even woke up to a message that I didn't even remember sending it, and I was like, "Hey, Jill." Shit, I said her name. Sorry. It's okay. You're not gonna find it. It's spelled weird. It's spelled real well. I was like, "Hey," I wrote her and I said, "Hey, do you want to come clean and say that you actually been sleeping with this guy named Dante just to fuck with him? We'll film the reaction." And she just said a laughy face. She wasn't down.
No, that was too far. We realized we were gonna.
I didn't remember sending.
We've already ruined this kid's life enough.
Yeah. But Nico, I have to say, man, you're a champ. You keep coming along, man. You're a beast. All right. And I love you, buddy.
You need people around you like support your comedy.
Yeah, and Neeks not only does that, but he can keep up with us, and he's a really good cameraman, and he's also really easy to be around, which is something difficult to find. I don't think we had another cameraman that was basically on all kinds of psychedelic drugs all the time. Talented guy, but he was just like out of his mind, and we couldn't really work with him. Eventually, Danny had to let him go. Yeah. So yeah, Neeks is a blessing.
I'm ruthless with the knife, dude. You're not doing your job, you go next. You're fucking shit.
Don't trump on them.
Oh yeah, give him the firing.
Well, I do want to wrap it up here to not take too much of you guys' time.
I'm having a good time, Phil. I'm loving this.
It's like therapy.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
What about you? Made me fucking see. He made me post an Instagram story with his handle in it. Was that just a promotional
shit,
strategy,
we're
or
on
do you actually have
Nico's
questions,
Instagram now?
asshole?
let me read.
We got Nico's Instagram up now.
Oh,
no, we do
Jesus.
that.
I'm gonna find her, bro. I'm gonna find her.
Fuck yeah, baby, you're a stud.
The way y'all are gonna help Nico, if y'all really want to help him, is you message his girlfriend.
That's not gonna help.
She came to one of my comedy shows.
Try to fuck her, and you're gonna see that she's gonna want to fuck him.
No.
She's gonna wanna
She's not.
fuck
She's not gonna. She wouldn't want to fuck me.
Oh yeah, right.
She definitely wouldn't. Some girls aren't into that Viking shit, you know.
What questions you got for me, Alejandro, over there?
Why doesn't he wash his hair?
Oh, it's
Because it looks way better when I don't. Next question.
Yeah, the
shit.
natural oils in the hair.
No, by the way,
yeah.
that's true. That's
yeah, the
factual.
natural oils. We need
How
it.
tall is Danny Mullen?
I'm about 5'7".
Shut the fuck. He's 6'4".
not
He's a
6'4".
big. He's a big fuck.
Tell Danny Mullen to come to Kansas.
Fuck Kansas.
Kansas is a
Hope
big
everybody
city,
in
dude. They
Kansas
got a
gets
million
cancer.
people in Kansas City, dude.
Yeah, I hope they all die
Or
of
close
disease,
to.
AIDS.
Dude, Louis C.K. actually got in trouble because he had a show in Kansas City. He was like, "Fuck Kansas City, it's a piece of shit town," but he was joking. And the radio host went silent. He was like, "Well, that's Louis C.K. if anybody wants to see him." Dude, it was so
Did
funny.
he forget he was in Kansas?
No,
Or
no,
just-
he was there to promote it, but he was just having fun with it.
Oh yeah, just they have no sense of humor out there. That's why I'm not going to Kansas.
How long does the process of shooting a video and editing take?
About 10 minutes over a couple Bud Lights. Just knock it out real quick, post it, and fuck it.
There you asshole. Give some real answers to
Yeah,
these
dude.
people.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm sorry. It's a long. So writing a script usually takes me about 3-4 days of writing, and a writing session's like an hour and a half for me. Then we go out and shoot it, which usually takes a full day. Sometimes we
12
film
hours.
2 days. I like filming just a full day though, and whatever happens.
On the short side, 6 hours. On the longer side, 12 hours.
And then editing takes me about 3 or 4 days, and they're pretty gnarly sessions. They're about 6-hour sessions, but then when it's the day I'm posting and the day before, they're like 12-hour sessions of editing. So it's
He does it on his laptop too, like a little crouched over. You know, he doesn't have a comfortable space yet to do it in, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
I mean, dude, are you gonna get an editor eventually?
no, because editors don't have the visionary genius I have, Alejandro. You bitch.
Yeah, bro,
Jesus
but, I mean,
Christ.
dude, you gotta put out more videos than once a week. Man.
Yeah, I saw your YouTube channel, Alejandro. I really need to keep taking tips from you.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Light him up,
shit.
dude. I was waiting until you would say something like
I mean,
that. 'cause I was just like,
YouTube channel too, bro. So
Dude,
you
it
take
says
half.
dual YouTube.
You
channel.
take half the shit
I'm all
that he
good.
put
I'm
on
not
me
talking
there.
shit. I'm staying in my lane right here.
How many MILFs has Danny fucked? Or gilfs? I mean,
Nico's thrown up a 0, like he knows anything about my sex life.
He's
I-
had
I've-
sex with some
I've had
moms,
sex
then.
with like 2 moms that I can remember off the top of my head, and one of them when I was 20 years old and she had giant fake tits, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. Yeah,
that's it, dude. You don't have many fans, dude. I got like.
yeah. If only. I mean, Alejandro's just got it made over here.
Said,
He's got 8,000 followers on Instagram, half of which are fake.
dude, all of them, dude.
Yeah.
All of them. What do you mean half? Let's be real here, dude.
Is that true? It seems like I hit a nerve with that comment.
The only ones.
Jack
The
Manley's
only
giving me
ones
the
that are
nod.
following me is Jack and Phil and Lorenzo over there.
Let's see his engagement. Hey, can we pull up your Instagram? We'll see your engagement.
By the
What's
way,
going on?
dude, Lorenzo's actually a really funny guy.
I love Lorenzo.
like
That's
he's-
why I bring him up. He's been on 2 of my last shoots.
Like no, dude, like bro. I mean, I don't want to hype him up too much.
Lorenzo's funny, dude.
By the way, dude, yesterday when we were filming that Bang Bus prank, I literally saw you as a director, dude. Like shooting movies. Like this vision came to my head. Cause you were
Yeah,
directing.
That was just from the
Cop,
peyote you were on from earlier that afternoon.
you know.
Peyote, dude.
That's a Mexican drug, right? That works.
Yeah.
It's Indian. It's Native American.
Ayahuasca or
same
some
shit.
like that.
Yeah, then if they're brown skinned, they're all the same to me.
Jesus.
Damn. Oh, okay. Let's go. Dude, I changed my handle. It was way cringier.
Uh-huh.
Are we really gonna do this, guys? You're gonna roast me? On
I think
my
you got a
podcast?
career as a fucking receptionist with these typing skills.
Let's go.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, my engagement is fake, by the way, so you can't really roast me, dude.
Let's see.
724. That's not bad. 1791.
But he said the engagement's fake.
Yeah, dude.
Jack Manley, how did he make this happen?
Dude, there's
He's got 4 comments on his 3rd picture at the
Dude.
top there.
Dude, there's Indians, bro.
Well, let's see those comments. Let's read these. Let's scroll down.
If they're like, we like good. Would love to see that video album cover at the time.
Oh yeah, 'cause I said I was gonna put picking up girls at the hospital, but these guys convinced me not to do it.
Let's keep scrolling down.
Phil,
Dope picture.
Phil the
fam.
writer. He looks
I
like
support
he-
my friends, dude.
I
Look
like
at that positive energy right there.
Handsome and talented. I like that.
Some girls saying you LMAO need to do different videos. That's encouraging.
She looks like a whore.
That's not even funny.
You're
Who is
right.
this
Maybe I
bitch?
should do pick it up
Why
by
didn't you
girls
block
at
this
abortion.
girl? You're just letting this happen.
I actually went on a date with her, dude.
Yeah, I bet that went real well.
I actually, did, but.
Yeah, you had sex with that girl, and she's still here, just openly mocking your
I'm gonna
artistic
edit this,
vision.
dude, I can't talk. I gotta edit.
No,
this
you
out,
can't.
dude.
Don't be a pussy, dude. Be a man and leave this in.
I was gonna say more shit.
This is one of the most authentic moments you and I have shared on the podcast. Don't step all over it.
Let's just say, dude, girls that are the most fucked up are the best.
No, that's on
Some
that
good
prophetic
angst.
note. Let's end this whole thing here.
For a little bit.
Some good angst. Yeah, for a little bit, yeah.
And then you realize it's not good, and you move on to get a girlfriend like Nico, and then she cheats on you with a black guy named Dante.
Yeah, yep, that's true. That's.
That was the first thing that you said to me when I told you that.
You're not mic'd up. I'm sorry, man.
You can handle the mic.
It's dead air while I'm looking at you and nobody can hear you.
Bro,
I just want to say, like, the first time I was like, oh yeah, she went to college, like when we broke up and everything. It's a long time ago. But her friend Delaney, who they're obsessed with because she's a really attractive girl.
Delaney.
But she
More
only likes
tips,
black guys, so
bro.
she only dates black guys. But so they're like really more inclined to hook up with her, and they all want to hang out. But he was like, oh yeah, Joe probably broke up with you, so you should go fuck black guys with Delaney. Isn't that right? Just like straight to my face.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He's an asshole to Nico. But look, Nico has gotten so much internet fame, and now, okay, look, let's say this. When we met Nico, he had about 230 followers, and his girlfriend Jill had freshly been like, hey, we need a break. And now, with your recent internet fame, now they're trying to work it out because, he's becoming, a cameraman for an extremely great YouTube channel.
Did
so
Jack
we gotta
Manley,
say.
does your cameraman get any pussy?
I don't have a set cameraman right now. So.
There's not enough
Dude,
pussy
Jack,
to
I
go
have a
around
question
here.
for you, dude. I have a question.
I mean, dude, we've been cameramen though, and they're talking about how cameramen get pussy, and
No, but hold on, dude. I have a question for you. Get. Okay, Lawrence is moving.
I don't think girls give a fuck about 2,000 followers of clout. I don't think.
Nah, not the cloud, but I think they. Yeah.
But what were you gonna ask?
Okay, just come back to Leo. Leo is in love, right?
I am in love, yeah.
You got a girl?
Yeah, I got a
She
girlfriend.
a good girl?
She's a good girl, man.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice girl, as we all know. Girls, they're nice. And she's 21.
It's a young lady, yeah.
What do you think? Where do you see this going?
I need more details, but
Well, he's just saying he doesn't think because I'm 33 and she's 21 that it would work. But I truly believe that that does kind of work. I don't know. There's something about my maturity level being around a 21-year-old serious girls. I think we're pretty evenly matched up in many ways, more than girls my age. I mean, girls my age are like trying to have they got to have kids soon.
Yeah.
They need a guy that has a steady job that's gonna take care of them. I'm fucking around. I have a sugar mama, and I'm fucking.
You got Danny.
I have Danny trying to make me pull my cock out on camera. Those are my problems. These are my problems in life. So, I need, the younger girl understands. I think a little bit more.
you've got a sugar mama that pays your bills.
I do. Yeah.
That a boy.
I do. Yeah. I do.
Hey,
And he produces some of his videos too.
Jack's a nice guy. He's not gonna give you a straight
I
answer.
mean, I
man.
guess that the Bachelorette.
Well,
can
I wouldn't take
afford
any
such luxuries like a sugar
man.
mama.
Well, I know.
Never
Thanks, bro.
mind,
Thanks,
dude.
bro.
Wait,
Never
wait.
mind
What
asking
are you
Jack.
trying to say? That is 21-year-old girls. Gonna
Well,
move on?
Alejandro's just trying to talk
No, we've
shit,
had a
dude,
lot
but
of
like, why
conversations
would you
about
take advice?
Well, that's why I'm asking Jack. No, that's why I'm asking
Dude.
Jack.
Wait, what are you trying to ask?
so
me?
that
Like,
just
I've
means that-
seen the fucking
Wait,
farm
that's
animals
what I'm asking
coming
Jack.
into the
Is
house.
this how this
dude.
podcast usually goes when we're not here?
No, that's what I'm asking
Dude,
Jack.
he's got a girlfriend. Why are you hating? What are you
No,
trying
I'm
to
saying
ask?
the fact that he says he's in love with a
Yeah.
21-year-old.
What happens, man?
Like he's in love. So I'm saying, like, I believe it on his side.
You're gonna give her the house,
Like,
bro.
I believe it on his
You're gonna-
side.
You're gonna cut it 50-50 with her.
Oh no, man! I think that she's on her way to law school, so maybe maybe I'll take half of her house. That'd be kind of
Oh,
that would be the key.
Dude,
you know,
he's just moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
just a younger sugar mama. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, he's gonna replace his current sugar mama with the next one.
While I have this one, that one's gonna dissipate, and then by the time she graduates law school and gets a good job,
yeah.
I'll have a new sugar mama.
I mean, I don't know anything about love. I'm just trying to talk shit.
Do you have any interest in men? I think you might be better off going gay, Alejandro, for all your shitty advice about women.
Is that an offer, Danny?
You're gonna be the bottom, and you're gonna be the guy sucking my dick. But maybe you can work your way up to me fucking you.
Shit, dude, I'll take it, man.
All right,
When you're
give him
right.
back the mic. Star of the show over here.
Thanks,
Yeah.
bro.
Jack
yeah,
Manley interlude.
Jack Manley. All right.
We're deviating into shitty.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this was an amazing podcast. Yeah, I learned a lot from both of y'all. Like, even
Did
though-
you really,
No,
Alejandro?
no, yeah, dude.
He means that. Yeah.
In all serious note, man, Danny, you're a genius, bro.
He's reading this serious
No,
note.
no, no.
He's reading off his fucking
Your videos
laptop.
are hilarious, dude. Your videos are hilarious. Man.
Uh-huh.
The shit you do on YouTube and the way you blew it up on your own and then with Leo's help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many comedians would do that.
Uh-huh.
So I can see you have the fucking work ethic, bro.
Uh-huh.
You have the skills. You're a natural fucking funny guy. You got this guy telling you're a genius. You got me telling you're a genius.
Yeah.
You got most people telling you're a fucking genius.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
dude, basically just don't die from drugs
Mm.
or from
Yeah,
hookers, dude. And you're gonna
Hookers would be the way for him.
you're
to
gonna
go,
blow
for
the
sure.
fuck up, dude.
Okay.
You're gonna blow the fuck up.
And I'm now fully hard.
And I mean, dude, take care of this guy, 'cause I mean, I can tell he's gonna be your path to
He's
success.
replaceable.
And
Son of a bitch! You better never say that again.
you know, Nico. I mean,
That's the one thing about comedians.
He
They
gets-
cannot
he-
take compliments.
yeah, dude, right.
Yeah,
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 you
he
can't
can't
say
take
compliment.
compliments.
You
I
gotta
mean,
take
what do you want me to
compliment.
say to that? I'd be like, thank you, Alejandro.
No, dude, I mean,
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure to be
And
here.
he gets. I get him to be sentimental on our own podcast. Sometimes it's pretty funny, and then he like breaks out of it. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck are we doing?"
He breaks out of it. But
He breaks out of it. Yeah.
yeah, dude, it was a pleasure meeting both of y'all, man.
Thanks, man. Same.
On the
Hopefully
contrary,
when we
I
go to
hated
LA,
meeting you.
we
Yeah.
get to hang out with
Yeah,
y'all.
totally.
yeah.
Do a crazy video.
You're a piece of shit, huh?
I want to do. Dude, I really want to do picking up girls at abortion clinic.
Yeah.
If
You
you
do
want
that?
down.
Yeah, you're no hope of picking up anybody anyway.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God. Dude, I really want to see you guys on stage, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I really want to see it.
That'd be fun, man.
Yeah, if we ever go to LA.
I keep
Catch
trying
the
to. I
girls,
keep
dude.
trying him to come out, do like an open mic in front of like 6, 7 people just to practice, and then
I'll say this, dude. We'll come back, dude. I'm not witty enough to
Oh,
take
that was
any
fun.
yet, but
gotta read, I guess. I mean,
I will read. No, dude. How many books do you read a month or a week?
dude, I'll tell you, he
More than you
recommend-
can count to.
He recommends fucking
gonna stop
every
fucking-
week.
You're out of your league
I'm
here.
not gonna get a straight answer.
He's recommended so many books to me, man,
Yeah.
and it gets overwhelming, and also a lot of he watches a lot of comedy that's not mainstream also as part of his
So he
training.
steals jokes. Okay.
Nah, he takes
Oh, look at that, bro. He
takes-
knows that shit.
takes
bro.
in comedy to give it back out. You got to take in a lot of comedy.
Yeah, he's
Nah,
influential.
By
You're
the
a cool
way,
guy, Alejandro. I had to
book
roast somebody.
recommendation: Death of Cool from Gavin McInnes. He's one of my favorite comedians.
Uh-huh.
Like
of Cool.
really fucking.
That's an edgy
funny.
favorite comedian, Mr. Proud Boys founder, huh?
Mr. Probably's fun.
Yeah, that's an edgy guy right now.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Gavin McInnes or anything. I like him because he's controversial. I don't know anything about
No,
him.
I just listen to his podcast. Like, I don't watch any of his political shit,
Mm.
but he just tells stories about him pretty much having like cocaine-induced upbringing, and it was just
Wow.
wild stories.
Mhm.
Wow.
But yeah, definitely an entertaining read.
So just
but-
a little reminder at the end of the show that you do in fact read. You gotta plug that in at the end.
Yeah,
of
I
our
just want to
podcast.
make sure people know what I know letters and numbers are. And I
Uh-huh.
can put
I
them
mean, he's
together.
called Phil the
Got it.
writer. So
Yeah.
He's Phil the writer, man.
He's Phil the writer. I forgot about that.
Phil the waiter.
Phil.
Any last thoughts? Phil?
Yeah. Basically, we're gonna steal this from Hot Ones. You know, look at the camera, 30 seconds, just
Oh
plug
my
and play whatever you
God,
want,
dude.
or pretty much any party
Why is this
words.
guy my partner? dude?
No, I'm a comedic genius, but I want to pretty much like if you want
The
to say
worst
any party
ending.
words.
Wait, so
Hey,
I plug shit into the
Plug
camera?
shit in this 1,000 subscriber
Exactly.
channel, dude.
That
That
we're
is the
gonna-
worst.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to plug it like if it was a podcast that was getting 100 million downloads. You have
Yeah.
to treat this.
Well,
Alright.
I truly believe this is going to be successful.
this
so
might be an anticlimax, but the only plug that's on my mind right now is the plugging of Alejandro's mother's anus.
Oh.
That's going to be going on before I fly back to
I'll
LA.
say this, dude. That was weak, dude. You can do better, man.
Low hanging fruit.
that
That was
weak.
low
That was
hanging
weak.
fruit.
Yeah.
I was
Low-
expecting a good joke.
Yeah, it just
Low
got
hanging fruit.
10x the last that any
Hey,
of your
dude,
one jokes
Phil-
have gotten
Phil
this whole
always tells me this,
podcast.
dude. When you go sexual, you're not doing good comedy, bro.
Yeah, and you got to take it from the master Alejandro
that's
over
the
here
cheap
too.
stuff, but
Yeah.
you know what? Everything I said about Daddy being a genius. Not kidding. All right. Any last thoughts y'all have?
oh, motherfucker, that's what I'm saying. And you talk shit on me now? Anyway, last thoughts. Yeah.
Well, that I'm serious. That's my only plug is his
Right.
mom saying his thing. I got no plug.
Well,
You want to go? You want to plug something?
Nah, man, just follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel as well, and I hopefully make you guys laugh, man. That's our goal. Just continue making you guys fucking laugh.
Mrs. Royce, I'm bringing the KY.
well, anyways, thank you guys so
Love
much
you
for
guys.
being a part of our podcast.
Thank you guys for having
You
us.
guys are super talented, and
Thank you.
we're excited to see where you go.
Yeah. I am.
And yeah, shout out Bulkrum's most offensive fucked up fortune cookies. Order online.
Yeah, dude. We need to bring some for guests.
Yeah, I
We
know.
Never do.
I had some, and they're actually really tasty. I had.
Oh yeah.
I
What
had
did yours say? I gave one in the car.
Mine said, "Fuck." What did it say? I couldn't remember. They were creative though, and it was a long sentence, so I wouldn't. It would be hard to remember it verbatim. But
Yeah.
Nico, do you remember by chance?
I remember mine.
What was it?
It was let me climb your ego and jump off of it till I hit your IQ.
Oh
That's
shit, that's great memory.
That's poetic.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
That was a good memory.
Nico's gonna steal it and recite it on a comedy stage
He's for sure
somewhere
going
in
to say
Southern
it on
California.
stage somewhere, yeah.
Well, anyways, guys, we're about to hit stop. I appreciate it. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Adios.